Welcome to Meadowbrook Memories Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glacier Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who were actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Alright, ready? Alright, ready. Today is Monday, July 11, 2022, and welcome back to another conversation about Meadowbrook memories. Me, as usual, Jelly, our Glacier, our Lance, our Prince, and any one of those names will do, as you know. Joining me as co-host today is, in my opinion, the best and the most talented bowler and the fastest bowler who ever played for Meadowbrook, and the best fast bowler who never made that great West Indies cricket team what dominated world cricket in the 1980s, Glenn Atkins, as my co-host today, cracking as we call him. Our guest today, as his profile suggests, Big Bats is, in my opinion, the best batsman who ever played for Meadowbrook. And I think the first one who ever scored a century in a Sunlight Cup for Meadowbrook, but him can't clarify that for me. He was part of 3 winning teams during the 1980s, and he left and went to another school, which not go hold against him, because as you know, Meadowbrook is like Hotel California. You can check out anytime, but you can never really leave. Because Kraken know that. Kraken check out, but he never left Meadowbrook. So it is an honor for me to have Meadowbrook cricket royalty, as me call it, the best batsman and the best bowler, in the same conversation. Because them two men here, Glenn Atkins and Chris Cheddar, me look up to them on the cricket field. Because my talent was pale in comparison to them, man. Not talent alone, but performance. So, Christopher Cheddar, welcome and introduce yourself, and then you introduce yourself back, Kraken.
Sean, only thing left for me to say is it's great to be in the presence of 2 of Meadowbrook's finest super seniors. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Glad you can make it, Chris. So, Kraken, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Thanks for having me on. I'm filling in for Hitchcock. Especially, having a discussion with a batsman from Meadowbrook that I admire, throughout his high school career, Chris Cheddar. I went to Meadowbrook from 74 to 1980, and it's a pleasure being on.
Yeah, man. And Chris, when you start, when I'm going into the question, I can't tell what year you go Meadowbrook, where you start and all the matter, but yeah.
Sure.
I'm glad to have on the 200, man. Believe you me, because this is a special privilege for me. The 200 there, so because I don't know how I feel about it in terms of talent-wise and all them things. So, we might get tonight. As you know, Chris, by now, the first question we always ask anybody who come on this podcast, did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook choose you?
Not at all. I did not choose Meadowbrook. I opted for Woolmer's High School for boys, emphasis on boys, and Calabar High School when it came time to sit the common entrance exam. And as it turned out, at that time, I was attending Williams Prep School on Ruthven Road.
Mm-hmm.
And the school got an advance copy of the list. And we were all summoned to the principal's office. So we had to line up outside our office, and students went in one at a time to get the results. So all my male friends got sent to one of their schools of choice. And when I went in, she simply said, Christopher Cheddar, you will be attending Meadowbrook High School in September. And I was a bit dazed, disappointed. As it turned out, everything turned out just well, so no complaints.
So why were you disappointed? You never hear about Meadowbrook at all yet?
Well, as it turned out, there were 2 students that attended Meadowbrook where I lived. I lived in Queensbury at the time. Donovan Somuda and Sophia Chong. Both were in 5th form when I entered Meadowbrook High School.
You remember Sophia Chong, yes.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember 2 brothers would walk along Mullines Road into Pembroke Hall, and one was, showing off about his knowledge of different materials, and at the time my mother used to sew her own clothes. She had worked at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at the time. So, after prep school, which fitting up, we'd go to Pablo's, Joseph, Singer, etc., for her to buy materials. So I was surprised at his knowledge until, during the first week I saw him and, I remembered him. And that was you.
Who, me?
Yes.
I never know. Chris, you don't want to tell me that story. I want to. I want to go and see me. I remember. Wait, so tell me what happened now. Come here, I want to talk about it, Glenn. Tell me how that go.
No, man, you and Patrick are walking, along Mullines Road.
Yeah, because I come to Queensbury for go home. Yes, yeah.
Right. So, oftentimes I was on the road with my friends, and I would hear it from time to time, and I was amazed, because I always thought that I was the only boy in that era that knew about materials, but until I heard you. So I know I was in good company.
That is a Glenn. You see how memory work? That's a revelation. But Chris, let me ask you something, because you say you get your common entrance result and I'm calling in the classroom. I said, I'm not a William Turk because I'm not wait till you come out and the gleaner,
Well, I don't know if that was a standard operating procedure. I just knew that on that particular day, that's how it took place. And my parents took the decision not to seek a transfer. Okay. I had that year Williamsburg had entered the Interprep School football competition for the first time, the Alberga Cup, and I represented Williamsburg. And I played a lot of street cricket in Queensbury at the time.
Okay.
And they took the position that, if I showed an interest in sports, chances of making a team at Calabar or Woolmers or KC or JC would be minimal. With Meadowbrook, with at a co-ed school with a smaller male population, chances were better. And, the correct decision.
The turnout right. That was my view to Christmas. I said, boy, I'm going to Meadowbrook because I say, me at least can get a chance to make a team. So, yeah.
Right. And interestingly, that year I went to boys' camps. In those days, I'd go to boys' camps every year. And I saw Jeffrey Walters, he won the gold medal in the boys' class.
That's the first year. What year did you start Meadowbrook, by the way, Chris? Sorry.
September 1st, 1977.
77, okay, yes. That's the last year Jeffrey got school, yes.
Right. So I saw him take gold in the boys' 400-meter class too, and silver in the boys' 100 meters and 200 meters class too. Right.
Yeah, the first time, the 400 meter they run in a class too. That's
okay.
Your first year, they just have it for class and up to that time, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I never know that. So you go a champ to consider race there?
Yeah, so I always sat behind the start of the 100 meters. Okay. Right behind the lineup.
Oh, right, and the bleachers there.
Right.
Yeah, man, I know that seat there attack, man. Yeah. We get into that still. We get into that. So, you pass the Meadowbrook now, you say, you're kind of disappointed initially until you hear me talk about cloth or material. And I say, well, me could I tell him that him change your mind? I said, the man is an idiot. What about that conversation that changed your mind about Meadowbrook then, in terms of say?
Are you speaking about, deciding to attend Meadowbrook?
Yeah. Because you say, you hear me talk, and you say, boy, you don't feel so bad to come to Meadowbrook. I hear me talk. I say, what exactly about the conversation make you feel more comfortable for coming to Meadowbrook?
Well, once my first day on the school campus was on the first day of school, September 1st, 1977. And just the layout of the plant, the buildings, the vegetation, all green. You had the girls, you had boys. Granted, at times I thought I was in the land of the giants. Because at that time I would say, shorter than our good friend Marston.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I wouldn't even remember that, Chris. So,
Right.
really? Yeah.
Yeah. And I came across down at near Nicholas Ford was my form prefect, about 6'4". When I looked at him, I was, cracked my neck. And then I saw Mark Della Penna, right? And, I said, am I in the right place? And then I saw Harold Cameron and Richard Hilton and those guys, big guys, Yeah. So, but as time passed, I settled in. As it turned out, two other classmates of mine at Williams Prep were also assigned to Meadowbrook. Andrea Shields, she was placed in my Form 1B, and Audrey McCoy in 1D.
Mm-hmm.
And the year ahead of me, second Form 2A, were two of my former classmates at Williams Prep, Terrence Strong and Mark O'Neill. And in year there was Richard Dyer, and the year in third form was David Gordon.
Oh, so you come quite a few people from Williamsburg.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. So you kind of feel like a comfortable in to say.
Yes, more a bit more comfortable. But it's a new environment, a lot of uncertainty. Open the maths book and boy,
so
mystery remains with me.
So what's some of the teachers that you meet when you come on the first term of Meadowbrook? What's some of the teachers you remember?
Okay, so my form teacher at the time was Miss Beverly Brown, and she was then at the time later Drummond.
Yes, she was Brown before she married Miss Drummond.
Right. So she taught me English language and English literature.
Yeah.
There was Miss Barvel Banks taught me Spanish. There was.
She used to go Meadowbrook to the Chris, you didn't know?
Right.
So Meadowbrook alum,
Right.
So there was twin sister too,
Right. And a younger sister, Herman, was in fifth form.
Mm-hmm.
There was Miss Burton, who taught me geography, Mr. Arms, agricultural science, Miss Nevins, mathematics. Who else was there? Miss Barber. She was then taught me general science.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. And there was Mr. Orr. First letter starts with H, but in silent, so emphasis on Orr. I know how it's spelled.
That's
he was
a PE teacher.
Peter, right.
Yeah, Mom, Mr. Orr, I remember him, yes.
Right.
Yeah. I do remember him. So what's some of the students, the friend when you walk in at the classroom, I say, the people when you say, like, my classmate them?
Well, as it turned out, in my class was also Stephen DaCosta. Now, in the prep school football competition, Stephen represented Queen's Prep.
Okay.
And he was a goalkeeper.
Okay.
And so I introduced myself to him, and we started a conversation. But there were many other boys in the class, that, over a period of 2 weeks, we got to know each other, especially at PE time. Everyone had most of us had an interest in football. So there was Howard Thomas, Howard Jarrett, Douglas Johnston, Steve DaCosta, Andre Anderson. He was also in my class.
I remember, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Brian Cobb, Paul Lynch, there's Craig Lawrence, Joseph Mills, Jeffrey Smart, Martin Ledwinter, Kenneth Evans, Winston Williams, and
Yeah. So when I don't mention him name because I'm not here for come give him story at all. I mean, I love him, man. Howard Thomas.
Howard passed away.
Yeah,
Right.
but he won the 100-meter champs.
Right, 78.
That's when in second farm.
79, yes. Boys champ 79 when Stanley won the 800-meter class one.
And then went on to win Carifta gold medal. Yeah. In the Bahamas, yes.
Right.
So tell me about Howard then. So you only more than first and second farm together?
Right. Howard, both Howards and I were the same form of the third form.
That's Howard. Howard Jarrett.
Both Howard Thomas and Howard Jarrett.
Yeah.
Howard transferred to JC at the end of third form. And in fourth form, I went into the A stream or 4M, and Howard Thomas remained in the B stream, 4H.
So you know how good did you know Howard Thomas?
Well, Howard during break time or after school would, as we'd say, limed with the older boys.
Yes, because the
brothers,
older brother was, yes.
Right, Vivian, right.
Brother was head boy too, yes.
Right. And Howard Jarrett and I and others would get together. So, it all depends, when it came to discussing athletics or football, Howard Thomas and Howard Jarrett would be involved. When it came time to talk to politics, that was a
big man
different
thing.
Right.
Many used to have a whole heap of debate because it was on one.
Right.
Him like Oral Shah was on the other side and me was on the other side. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man, I remember.
Boxing, Howard Howard Thomas, loved boxing, and at that time he had Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Albeit he was past his prime, but
Yeah.
when it came time to Sugar Ray Leonard and those guys, it was really a spirited debate.
They call him name, I ordered a whole heap of debate, man. Whole heap of debate. I said, jelly. Yeah, man. We can't have different political argument, So,
right. But Howard Thomas really he had a love for airplanes.
Yeah.
From back then, Howard Giant was just a fanatic when it came to football.
Yeah,
Howard was both like athletics, but Howard Thomas was by then, more developed and quicker and stronger. But they both loved the sports.
Yeah. So Chris, when me I talk early in your Meadowbrook career, there was a stunning incident at Meadowbrook where enough people never know about at all. I didn't know about till you tell me privately. And we'll see what I talk about it today, because it's all about Meadowbrook memories. In a sense, it's almost like I want another youth, as a Meadowbrook soul and a Meadowbrook spirit, to talk about him, because his family probably thinks he was forgotten.
Right.
So I like to talk about him, and even when you get a chance to share this with him family and say, yeah, we're going to honor him because he was a soul who went too soon. Tell me what then. Tell me exactly what. Tell me what the youth name and tell me what.
So, one of the classmates I mentioned earlier was a fellow by the name of Douglas Johnston. Now, Douglas had attended St. Catherine Primary, and he had gained a place to attend St. Catherine High. And he transferred to Meadowbrook High School and resided with his grandmother and aunt on Highland Close.
Mm-hmm.
So, due to the interest in football, Douglas and I and Dirk, they were and Andre Anderson, we formed a bond.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk and Andre had a different sort of relationship with Douglas compared to the relationship I had with Douglas. Now, as it turned out, Douglas had a big crush on a classmate of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And a fifth form by the name of Bobby Shim had a crush on her as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, as it turned out, like, I was there to go between both guys, and it was amusing but stressful. Right, and I kept goal for 1B, and Douglas played sweeper.
Yeah. And with a good footballer.
Well, he liked it, we were all learning.
Yeah, competent enough. Yeah. Okay,
right.
yeah.
He thought I was the best goalkeeper
Mm-hmm.
since Gordon Banks. I differed, but at the time I just could not run on that big field. Still can't run the big field.
Yeah.
And so as I said, we got very close. We'd have lunch together, and November 14th we played an interform match, and we walked up to the school together, and he stopped off to drink water, and I continued on to Queensbury. I'd walk home in the afternoon. And the next morning, came to school early. In those days, in the mornings were dark.
And this is November 15, 1977.
November 15, right, November 15, 1977.
Yeah.
And I didn't see him. I normally was there early.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Brown came, the rest of the students came. The student hadn't come, and I kept looking at his desk, which remained empty. He had been made form captain of the class for the boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nicholas Ford came, in those days, your form prefect would escort the class over to the assembly hall. So Nicholas came, we lined up, went over to the assembly hall. Douglas hadn't appeared. Devotion was taken, and as Mr. Thorpe was about to release the congregation, someone passed him a note and made the announcement. I regret to inform you that Douglas Johnson of Form 1B died under tragic circumstances, and chaos after that.
So you were in the assembly hall. It's not like it comes at top. You just get a note while you do assembly. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right. When he was about to dismiss.
Yeah.
The school, right? And form captain for the girls, she let out a bone-chilling scream. Something that I'll never forget as long as I live. Fell onto the ground, and a lot of sobs and shock, the assembly hall just got dark to me, in shock. But, we picked up ourselves and, went back to the classroom. Classes first that were cancelled, and different people were responding different ways. For me, the effect of the announcement was a bit delayed. I was a bit indifferent, because I'm trying to come to terms, I'm 12. you'll be hearing about Curly Locks and Copper and those guys, but they're not within an arm's length away from you, and trying to understand what just happened, and went through the rest of the day, not knowing what is going on. I can't even remember eating lunch. But what I do remember is that in those days, I think the school was dismissed at about 2:00 or 1:45. So we had 2 breaks. We had a 10-30, 15-minute break and then lunch. What I remember is walking out of the school, walking out to Meadowbrook Avenue, up to Flemington Drive, and the next thing I know, I appeared at Purity. Turn right onto Valentine Castle Drive to walk down to Queensbury. But I could not remember anything between Flemington Drive and Valentine Castle Drive. And I walked down, got into the neighborhood and turned onto my avenue. I lived at 7 Aries Place at the time, and immediately I knew something was wrong. Many neighbors had dogs, and the birds would chirp, and I did not hear one sound. And entered my home and sat down, and I was paralyzed with fear. Yeah, that incident haunted me for the rest until my 30s.
Really, Chris? So yeah, hold on. So when you go home, then your mother or your father was at home, or just
no? They were at work at the time.
Right, because I know at that age we are going home alone in a sense.
Let me tell you how bad it was. So we lived in a townhouse, and I could not go upstairs between the time I reached home until my mother came home. I thought that he was, his gardener attacked him in the morning when he was about to leave the school.
So hold on, Chris, before you go to that. When you say this tragic circumstances, when you leave for go home, you have no idea what that means.
No.
Okay. So
we heard throughout the day that his gardener had attacked him.
Oh, that's all the year. Okay,
right,
yeah.
But I thought it was in his sleep.
Thought it was more?
I thought it happened while he was sleeping.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
So, for me, in those days, night came early. So
Hello? Oh, I'm gone. I'm not hear him. Chris? Chris,
right,
you broke a while ago. Repeat that, Chris. You're the kind of the
fear of darkness and night.
Hold on, Chris. Repeat where it just starts. Repeat back everything. You fear away completely.
Okay, so as I was saying, though there was words friends thought he was attacked when he was asleep.
Yeah.
So when I got home and the fear overcame me, I was paralyzed. I was afraid to go upstairs.
Yeah.
And I did not go upstairs until my mom came home.
Yeah.
And when darkness came over, it even became worse.
Yeah.
And so nighttime and knives were 2 things that I was mortally afraid of.
Yeah.
Right? And to this day, I'm afraid of knives. I think it's, if you attack someone with a knife and hurt them, it's really an evil act. And that affected me for years. I spoke to a fellow classmate a couple of years ago and he said, Chris, your mom, he had lived in Huenda and he stopped by and he told me my mother kept me home for about a week. I did remember that, the after effects, as I said, it affected me different from the other classmates. It was really sad, and none of us friends really spoke about it until about 5 or 6 years ago when Gregory God and myself
and Gregory God is cousin.
With a fellow classmate, a classmate as well, who was friendly with Douglas. And we did some searches and we found his mom. And, Dirk and I and Sophia Scott, are in contact with his mom. She's still alive, unfortunately. Just didn't live to see this day. He was her only child, but she's 90 now, 90 or 92, yeah. So she's up and about. It was really sad, the rest of the first form to me was just lost. New school, studying new courses, I remember history. The history book was on the ancient Egyptians. I couldn't spell 3/4 of the names of places or people or things, I was struggling to adjust to new mathematics and, the new requirements of sort of patrolling and caning people and, these things, it was, shock of the loss. So I just
repeat that. You keep coming on out, Chris. How are you there?
So I was happy when the academic year ended.
Okay.
Right, summer break, and came back in second form. We had bouts of, fear and sadness, and I really came into my own in third form.
Yeah.
When I started to play the cricket.
Yeah. Cracking, you there?
Yeah, man, I'm still here.
You have any question about this? Because I know you never know that story before. I didn't.
Yeah, the one I know back then they didn't have much counseling, when we have incidents like those. So I just want to know, Chris, how did you deal with it emotionally, considering that I know you didn't get any counseling?
I tried to suppress it, didn't speak much about it, just tried to avoid getting into any confrontation with any of the boys at school. Not that I would, be in a position where one would emerge, but I just stayed far from the aggressive students. You just never knew what would happen. I knew some boys carried knives on their person. And if you ran afoul of any of them, you never knew what would happen. So I just kept out of trouble, kept a low profile. And I remember in second and third form, I tried out for the course football teams and didn't make it. At that time, I couldn't even touch a crossbar. Right? By then, I was a little bit taller than Master, but just couldn't touch a crossbar. So, I tried for cricket, and that was my calling. So it meant trying to find an activity that would, develop my self-confidence. Because by then, a lot of uncertainty and fear, not wanting to take chances and just being overly cautious. Quiet in class, observing more than speaking. Just to protect myself, so to speak.
No, it must have been a terrible thing, Chris, because I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine it, because in all my life, I've never, and that was such a tender age. You lose somebody where you know so good. You had them walk home the evening before, and the next morning. I can't say it have an effect on you till when you're a big man in your 30s. I can't really say that, Chris. I can't wrap me. Will you tell me the story? But go ahead, sorry. It's only I get something to say. Yeah.
Gregory and Andre, it affected them in a similar way.
That's who? Gregory.
Gregory Gordon and Andre Anderson. Andre doesn't want to speak about it. He just gets quiet and.
And what do you name again, Chris? But forget him name. So.
Douglas Johnston.
Douglas Johnson. Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure I call him name for a soul where they just gone too soon from Meadowbrook, and enough people never know about that story at all.
And out of that form 1B, several others have left us. Howard Jarrett, Howard Thomas, Mark Nedwinter, Raymond Bonito, and Jacqueline Jarrett.
She related to Howard Jarrett?
No relation.
Okay.
No relation.
No, that is a profoundly. So the school, as Glenn did as cracking on before.
Okay.
Your parents never provide nothing. The school, how your parents deal with it when they know about it? Not that them didn't put them deal with it at all, but what was the support they get from your father? I'm going to talk about your father later on. Go ahead.
I can't remember. What I know that mommy did not allow me to attend the funeral. She probably saw how it was affecting me. At night time it was just trauma.
You keep dropping out.
Times for me personally, especially.
Chris, repeat that, because sometimes.
I know. Chris, are you hearing me now?
Yeah, man, go ahead. Repeat right just because sometimes, like for some reason, like the voice has going. But go ahead, yeah.
Okay. I can't remember exactly how they treated with it. But what I remember is that my mother did not allow me to attend the funeral because she saw its effect on me. I know at night time it was particularly difficult. So it was a struggle, to get up in the morning just to go to school was a struggle. Up to second form, a struggle. Get out of the bed. It's dark and you're afraid to get out of the bed, sleep with the lights on. these sorts of things, So it was a struggle. I remember the day at school when the news broke and returned to our classrooms. Nurse Kid, I think that was her name, would visit periodically and, offer whatever support she could. But in those days, they didn't have a psychologist or anyone trained in counseling. So, those are the old days, so to speak. So we individually had to learn to grapple with it ourselves and overcome the trauma.
That's more than a trauma, Chris. That's a profoundly sad story. It's not like an accident, car lick him down or something like that, and that would have backed up anyway. But it's just the nature when you hear the details, and we're not going into that at all. We're not going to talk about that at all because that is just. It's just a sad story, Chris. When you tell me about it, and I'm cracking their school all the time. I'm cracking, remember none of this at all. No.
Yeah.
No, it just, I saw them thing going on, because we were in third farm. Third farm?
You're in fourth farm.
Fourth farm, yeah. Because 77, we leave third farm the year when we got cold final, Glen. All of it in a third farm. So it would have been fourth farm, the first year of fourth farm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I just when Chris tell me that story, I say, I'm asked if I want to talk about it. I say, yeah, because just to mention Anna, a Meadowbrook soul, they just leave so soon. Within 6-8 weeks of coming to Meadowbrook, and I never even get a chance to express themselves. It's like, I say, and it had such a profound effect on you, Chris, until you're 30. And I say, up to recently, most people not talk about it at all. That is.
Yeah. We the friends never discuss it among ourselves,
We're really going to say that's something like that. There's nothing to really say, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. You know, my mother, because I am not nobody else at today. You just. It was such a sad story, man. Like him just come and just gone. It was such a sad story, Chris. And I'm glad you come and talk about that story because it's a Meadowbrook thing. It's a Meadowbrook story. That's one of them real sad story that I say just to make it known and call out him name and all of it. And hopefully if your mother can listen to this, and if she sometimes maybe she don't want to, you can find out. This is what I said to you, I make her say. We still remember him and him just gone too soon. And they just gone too soon, Chris.
Way too soon.
So.
A very nice guy. Every time I talk to Dougie Crooks, he just reminds me of Dougie Crooks.
And Dougie didn't know about the incident at all. The Douglas School come. Did I ask him and say, remember, because he's living over Evandale.
Almost the same sort of person.
Yeah, the same.
You have an idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. Wear glasses. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're right. Because when you send me the picture, I did a Douglas, the one when I class, I see him look like Dougie picture. Wear glasses, same demeanor.
Same person.
Yeah, man. You're right, Chris. You're so right about that. Yeah. When he made this, I'm confirm that. I would tell him. Yeah, man. So I'm glad we get that out of the way, Chris. That was an impactful story for me and for people hear it. I'm glad we could have talked about it and we would talk about it and keep it respectful and all the way there. So I'm glad. So that have an effect on you so much you didn't play in sports the first year then? Interesting.
No, I just lost interest in Meadowbrook. I didn't even want to return to school for second form, but I just decided to tough it up, as they would say, and return to school. But in those days, I was very small. They held a cricket bat, the adult size cricket bat. It was just too big for me. The bats I play with in Queensborough was child size, children size cricket bat. Yeah.
So I just talk about that. Let me ask you something, because you mentioned say that play football. Were you a better footballer than a cricketer at a young age?
Well, among my peers, I was known to have a lethal left. Right? I scored a couple of goals in interprep competition.
So you're left-footed when you play?
Well, I kick better with the left.
Oh, really? I wouldn't even have known that, Chris. Because you throw the right hand, that's the right thing. I don't know that there.
I kick better with the left. It was exciting, we were the guinea pig batch, and we came second in the zone. But entering high school at Meadowbrook with that big field, and you had bigger balls against Gary Groves, and those guys were big, and those guys hit you.
Or brush you aside,
3 days of pain, so...
Yeah, so you can't bother with that at all.
No,
that's too much physical contact.
Right, and I wasn't built to run either, both in speed and endurance, so I had to find something where I could, perform, tight space.
That's the only thing we have in common to ride. Although you could have run left anyway, but yes.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, cricket, say, when you take up your first cricket bat at Meadowbrook then, I mean, was it a farm match or?
Well, so in PE, with Mr. Orr and then Mr. Owen, take us through the ropes. Inter-form cricket competition, first form and second form. I played 4 matches in all and made 4 consecutive ducks. Yeah, and in those days, Howard Thomas and Howard Jarrett, those guys with teas, rough.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, you get great initiation this man. I know how I would make you get through that at all. Yeah.
Right. I have to remember, I got my first cricket bat in about 1972. My father, we're living on Apollo Close.
In a Queensbury, yeah.
No, that was off Cassadine.
Cassia Park. Okay, yeah.
So in those days, the stumps were fused. So I got a lime green pair of stumps and a cricket bat. And at the time, Alvin Calicheron and Lawrence Rowe were emerging as talents, right? Rohan Kanai and Garfield Sobers were now in the twilight of their career. So my dad would take me onto the front lawn and bowl to me. So, you got a children's-sized bat, which was manageable.
So hold on, Chris. So you were familiar with those names from 1972?
Right.
Your father loved cricket?
Right. So when I came to Meadowbrook, I could use those names and, both Howards weren't too familiar with them. So I could tell them things about the three doubles. My father worshipped the three doubles, especially Everton Weeks. So when I made the ducks, it was a big thing for them to tease me.
Because you're going like a big cricketer.
Right, exactly. Exactly. But you learn to tease and deal with teasing yourself.
No, man, that toughened me up, Chris. What's wrong with you? The teasing, that would toughen me up. They take it and you come again.
Right. So, and then moving to Queensbury now, it was a new development, and we boys would get together and we get leftover pieces of lumber, carve cricket bats, and by that time now we're introduced to the cork and tar ball, which we had no pads, barefooted, no gloves.
Yeah.
So you have to learn to protect your extremities. So you learn, and Lawrence really came to his own. So the cricket is developed there. My dad would bowl those boys from time to time. So learned a lot of cricket. That's where I developed my square cut.
I watch Yaga and Caliteran. Yeah.
I developed my square cut and it could go into a neighbor's living room and crash onto something with all scatter, and the complaints and the usual thing. So
when I make a square cut on the road, I mean, somebody had it. Yes.
Yes. So I learned. I know, in those days, by then, Dad would buy a cricket bat, and teach me to oil it and roll it, and so it was well. So when it hit the middle,
yeah, your father
fly.
The cricket. That was nice, Chris. And buy and encourage and all. That was nice. Yeah. So, but when you come to the book, then you never have no hope. Say you're gonna make no team early or nothing like that at all. You just love the game.
No, well, the thing is, when I came to Meadowbrook, several of us boys, the moment we walked through the school gate, we took off our epaulets.
Because
the mauling the Manning Cup team would get, and you would tease on the road, it was hard, and I
come on, gone again, Chris.
didn't think that this school played much sports, albeit Jeffrey Walters had done well at boys champs. In the just ended season. So I didn't see myself representing school at anything. I was just trying to find my way through in a new environment, a new way of life, so to speak.
So the first time you were a cricket bat at Meadowbrook, then who was the coach and?
Well, you're talking about representing the school.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, So what happened now is that third form I tried out for Coles football, and Mr. here presided over the trials, and I didn't make it. I just couldn't run.
Yeah.
So trying to find
Mr. Here
something
came in the same year you started.
No, Mr. Here came September 78.
Same year, a year after you started. Okay.
That was an interesting day. We used to hang out on the balcony on the 3-story building between the first floor and the second floor.
Yeah.
And I remember the morning, myself and Howard Thomas and Howard Jarrett were standing there. We saw a bike riding and a tall, blonde-haired gentleman alight from the bike in a black and white Adidas flat bottom and his peach V-neck tennis shirt with a headband around his ear. His hair was long at the time and his 1970 sideburns below his earlobe. And I said, boy, what is this that has come to Meadowbrook, you know?
Don't forget about that bike, Chris. Everybody thought about the video, but I forget the cracker you on the bike.
Oh, yeah. One incident you probably don't remember.
Okay.
The brother was laughing at him. Remember the first time he watched the bike could not start.
Right. Well, so it was an interesting sight. And then the next time I saw Mr. Here, and it's something I'll never forget. So, you know, we had to journey down to the bottom field for PE.
Mm-hmm.
And a third form class had just completed, and I think dentist Patrick Arthur was keeping goal, and Mr. Here was taking penalty kicks using his Puma track shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never seen anybody kick a ball so hard, and the ball went into what they would call the rat hole. It took about four shots. And the only movement dentist could make was to go and take the ball out of the net.
Without any long run up or nothing, Chris. A shot
nothing.
Back. Yeah.
Just placement and power.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, third form now, I'm searching for something to do. You know, Howard Jarrett and Thomas John Mayer into athletics, and, you know, Gary goes and those guys into football.
So hold on, Gary was over in the same range as you?
Same year, yeah.
All right. I didn't even remember that. Right, yeah.
So, you know, passing by the P department, I looked on the notice board. And one notice was on the board. And it was a notice inviting all boys who were interested in turning off a course cricket to meet at the bottom field the following week at a particular time. So I went on and discussed with my parents and I said, fine, go for it. So I went down and saw who turned out to be Mr. Beckford. His trademark dark glasses. And his, you know, his
have a crack at the time still?
Right. And his long sleeve shirt,
yeah, man.
Roll up here just below his
elbow. You remember that well?
Right. And the barefoot pants, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So,
barefoot gabardine pants. Yes.
And, you know, very pleasant. He introduced himself to me and, you know, he asked me what I like to do. So I like to bat. So I go at batting and he asked me if I, you know, did a little ball. So I throw my arm. So everybody went through the motions with the tryout, and end of the session, he said, okay, I'm going to put a notice on the board with a squad. So just look out for it. So a week later I passed and I saw my name on the board. I said, boy, unexpected, you know. I was very happy.
You're shocked.
Yeah, shocked, you know. So we trained and got ready for the season. The first match was against Calabar High School.
And this was the cold season?
Cold. This was cold season, right? Cold.
And this is our year now?
1980.
Okay.
1980. The year we also reached semifinals in the Sunlight.
Oh, yeah, Sunlight Cup. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the first match was against Calabar. Noel Curtis was the captain. I batted at 6. I think Andrew Earl batted at 5 and Steve DeCosta may have been at 3, or he might have owned. I know Curtis batted at 4. And I made 5. 5, man. The first thing that I would want to do is get off the mark. Couldn't make another duck and have to face a water mass and all that. No, man, that one was
no more than mountain at all.
That single man was a relief.
A weight lift off like 100, yes. The man the mountain that kill him, man.
Right. First match, man. It was the second ball I got off the mark.
Yeah.
So, smiles. But we lost the match. Interesting thing. So, next match was against KC, led by Robert Haynes. So, a couple of days before the match, Mr. Beckford came to me and said, you know, Chris, Mr. Here and I were talking, and we think you should bat at 3.
Can you come from one number now, like number 7?
6.
Okay, yeah.
But for a season, right? Curtis would have been a senior. You know, I've represented the school the year before. So I'm a freshman, so to speak, you know?
Yeah.
I said, what? 3? Robert Haynes, and, you know, a bit of doubt. They saying, why me? You know, and you remember, you know, Jelly, the number 3 batsman, supposed to be the big bats.
Yeah, man, yeah. Yeah.
Right? Viv Richards and those guys were
Yeah,
batting
man,
at
number
3.
3, you have status, man. Yes, yeah.
So, top scored with 25.
Mm.
Although we lost. And the third match was against St. Catherine, and Mr. Bedford came back to me again. You know, Chris, Mr. You know, talk, you know, I think you should try and own the batting. Right? So I was batting number 1 that match, and from there on I became an opening batsman.
Yeah.
So as it turned out, a bit of luck and Mr. Beckford opening the door for me.
Yeah, man, yeah.
And opening that door, it just paved the way for an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah, man, it changed your life, Chris. I see it
everything.
To me. It changed your life. For me, I can't I say when I look on it, Chris. Without Mr. Beckford.
Right.
The experience of me changing my life, and even I do this podcast, you know, it's a life-changing thing, man. We can never stop.
Lifetime.
Yeah, man, yeah.
From both at Meadowbrook and from other schools that remain to this day, the experiences.
Yeah.
I've been around the KC boys, the JC boys, the Georgians, Excelsior, and etc. And they just don't.
Every now and then, it come like him call. Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, man, every now and then the car look like for some reason it fade away.
Right.
They just, you see around the other school, them boys. And them
the boys, and they just don't have the experiences that we have.
Them not have that connection there, Chris. They don't.
They don't, you know. Cricket for us was just not something you just go out and play. It was just a way of life, so to speak.
So, Kraken, let me ask you something. And you can answer the question you want. But when was the first time you saw Cheddar?
Cool, so I think I see him.
Yeah, break or cracking. Repeat that.
Yeah.
Hold on, your mic not sound so good at all. Go again. For some reason, your mic not sound so clear at all, Glenn.
Yeah. How about now?
Much better. Go ahead, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You still got
the first time he was playing course cricket.
Yeah. Oh, so you see him now play course cricket or in a training? Course cricket. Your voice, go ahead. Better this. I don't know where the difference because sometimes your voice is very clear. And the next time,
I think it might be the system.
Eh? No. Wait upon a headset or?
No. Okay, let me do this.
Yeah, sometimes you hear you very clear, Glenn, and then the next time it's like it disappear completely. No.
Then move to another location.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Much better, Glenn. Wherever I do, make it serious. Wherever yeah, man, much better. Wherever you train, make it serious. So. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what you said, the first time Chris was in a Coles match?
Yeah, Coles match.
Okay. And what impression you get when you see him first?
Yeah, when the first time I saw him, I said, you know, as a left-hander, I said, yeah, you know, if he gets some good coaching, I think he can be one of the better batsmen that we have. That was my first impression. Yeah.
And Chris, the first time you saw Kraken, even before you played against him, did you see him a ball before?
Right, you know, Jelly, I remember seeing Glenn. So you guys started your cricket preparation before the Coles team, and at that time you train on the original concrete strip.
But top field, yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saw Glenn with the compress ball bowling full pace to Dougie Crooks, the compress ball.
Yeah.
And two things I never remembered, would never forget: the pace that Glenn was bowling at, and Dougie smiling, relaxed, stroking the ball with effortless ease. And I'm saying, boy, this guy. But Dougie to me is the best batsman I've seen. That represented Meadowbrook. Yeah. Another talent that day was Devon Hines, just mounting.
Yeah,
back.
Dango, yeah.
Come on, drive. Get back, boy. Get back. Look at that. You know, and I'm saying these guys can bat.
Yeah.
You know, the ball is flying, you know, and, you know, when some of the balls would beat the batsman and end up across the road, the house, on the opposite
House,
side of the road. Yeah. One bounce.
Yeah, man, the compressed ball and it lick, man.
Yeah.
It's like...
So, how are these guys playing, you know, the ball that's moving so fast, you know? But as you know, I got more involved in the cricket, you know, you learn, you know, the hand-eye coordination and, you know, focus, footwork, etc. But Dougie was always relaxed, a lot of wrist and the high backlip, hit the ball very hard. I didn't have the strength of Dougie, so I had to rely more on timing.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. But Dougie was the best batsman, but not on performance, but raw talent.
Yeah.
If Dougie did ever just, if he didn't have the discipline like you, trust me, man, nobody couldn't, he would have make Wally run to Meadowbrook, man. Wally run.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's one of them things there. Yeah.
And you and Kevin Lewis are the best players of spin.
Oh, Kevin, yeah.
At a high school level.
Yeah.
Only other player I think that were probably better than the both of you was Martin Ito.
Oh, and that chipping to the spin bowler. Yeah.
At a high school level.
You know, you're the first man to tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see it with the schoolboy. You throw it up in the air and they, you know, down the wicket, you know, misjudge the line and length and get stumped.
Yeah.
You know, other players would stay back from the crease and they can't play spin bowling from the crease.
Yeah.
Unless the bowler is bowling hard volley.
Yeah. But may I read to that chip? That is true. I'm never afraid to chip in the ball at that.
Yeah. And we said a great late cut.
Yeah. That I remember that, Chris. Yeah. So, at what year now did you make the first all right, talk about 1980 match when we play the Sunlight semi-final and Kraken was so disappointed when we play KC and we just
right.
Full.
So the match was played at Clancarty. And
you were at the match?
Yeah, Mr. Hare by then, no, I think he would invite some of the Colts players to come and watch the Sunlight Cup matches. So even before the semi-finals, I was at bottom field to watch a match against JC. Incidentally, we prepared that pitch the day before. Mr. Hare taught a couple of us how to prepare the pitch. So, that is how much cricket we learned. And was at the match at KC, saw the capitulation and just never forgot it, you know. Just couldn't understand, you know. I played Robert Haynes that season and didn't find him exceptional. What Robert had was speed through the air and bounce.
Bounce, yeah.
Didn't have much turn at all.
Didn't have much turn.
Yeah.
And on the Clancarty pitch, it was flat, so it wasn't doing anything. So I realized it was nerves. And and also players were playing the bowlers by their name and not like balls that were being name rather than the delivery that they face. Play each ball on its merit. And you realize that there was a sort of a psychological weakness, which we overcame in 1982 in a particular match. Man, we can discuss that.
Yeah, man, we'll come
match
to
against
that.
Tivoli.
The dread always drive that in a way, you know. Just a killer instinct. That's the word of music.
Right. Right.
That was the shift. You're right, Chris.
Right.
We'll come to that match, because you're right. That was a match where the mindset, the shift, and I said, we're not going to really afraid of nobody else after that.
Right.
Yeah.
But that match I saw nerves, just sheer nerves, you know. And you know, wickets just given away, you know. There are perhaps no fault of theirs, a big occasion, it's Marlon Tuck and Robert Haynes, but I just the only ball I've ever had concern about the scope of Shiny right the other. We can discuss that.
Yeah, I have good memory of them too much of a true because that match against Tivoli and I'm not afraid I'll ship it about it, but yeah. Cracking did us, Cracking don't know to say, yeah, Cracking come all our match.
All the matches, I'm there.
Yeah, man, all the match. So, which are the first year you play Sunlight? What the first year you play Sunlight? 81?
81 season, right?
That was the first year we captain the team, yeah. And
right, exactly.
What the first match you remember? I say if I match, because
I remember the Camperdown match when you played
the first year, that's the Camperdown match, the first match, right. Yeah.
And a match that I would never forget as long as I live. A match in the middle of a cane piece against St. Jago High School. Line 3 over. We almost lost the match. And we batted second, and when wickets were falling, we saw players emerging from the cane field with sugar cane eating and having to rush the pad up and you have a limited amount of time to get to the crease. And it was chaos in the room. And also, Mr. Here, normally you would, burst a blood vessel. You just remain calm.
Yeah.
I realized that something was in store for us the following week, which, we learned.
Yeah.
The Monday was Gentlemen, today we are going to training will be on about running.
Yeah, man, cracking over there. That's school the time. But cracking. You hear about that match of cracking, the Cane Peace match. I would
I heard about it.
But we didn't go on to, 1 year we go same thing, forget them the same way.
Yeah, I was there at that year when it happened at St. Diego, same thing.
So there's great precedent for that, Chris. History.
Okay. Well, I don't know what he did with you guys.
But no, the difference was with you, he was calm. With us, he was upset.
Yeah.
So many memories of Mr. Here.
Yeah, man, that was fun, man. That kid, enough man remember that Cane Peace incident there, but yeah.
But I remember the Monday we turned for training, man, and we ran everything that day was running, man.
So the first Sunlight match you played, it was a Campbell, so one by the bat.
I don't think I owned the batting, I might have batted that 4, but I just couldn't sit in the pavilion and watch, nervous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you get nervous because you want to go and face the ball quickly.
I just wanted to face the first ball,
Yeah.
I think I batted at 4 or 5. Well, that was their first season, so it took me.
Yeah, move up the lines, So when you actually started opening, the second year, 82.
Right, 82, right.
All right,
first match was against JC.
All right, you remember that match and all done? The first ball, cracking the other match, first ball in a junior Alla Bowl. I remember I talked about this all a while now. Junior Alla Bowl, come a big bowl and I play Junior Cup and maybe Senior Cup for Melbourne. And I have 7 slip and nobody. Him not playing up by the mid-half or mid-half. And the first ball in the ball, Cheddar stroking past him. And he might try to run it down, Glenn. Maybe he did that, Glenn. But Chris, tell me about...
Yeah, I was there.
what happened, Jelly? So I was not blessed with the raw strength of Gary Sims or Chris Nunes.
And I seen down with the batting.
Right. So I had to rely on timing. Now, I remember playing a course match and I got bowled with a swing ball. And went to one smoked daddy and took me outside and got an old sock on a cord and he put the ball in the sock and tied it, made a knot and suspended to a swing song we had. And he told me to just play the ball. So don't rely on power, rely on footwork and the ball would swing in different directions and try and make the ball. So I would use that to learn to play swing bowling and I developed timing and I tried to emulate what I saw in the 1980 tour of England with Viv Richards. I never forget. Viv to me is the best batsman I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He scored 2 fours off Graham Dillon, and on drive and between the wicket and the straight mid on that just flew past the mid on. Right, and he made a pull shot of Graham Dillon from outside the off stump. And what I observed with Viv, and I tried to emulate, I didn't get everything correct until my final season. When the front foot gets into position, the bat strikes the ball same time, hand and foot.
Yeah.
But the bat not very high backlip such as at Brian Lara. But the speed.
Yeah.
So the hand and foot and the back is straight.
Yeah.
And the hips are lowered. And that gives it time. So I started to practice that on the swing song.
Yeah.
So when Junior bowled that ball to me, that is what I use. Hand and foot. When I say hand, I mean bat and foot.
Yeah.
And it just hit the middle and it just flew past him. And that's what I use. I wasn't built to be a powerful hitter.
Yeah.
So I use timing.
So Cracky, you thought he knew what was coming in my ball when come face Cheddar?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I saw him, he didn't have a lot of power. The strength wasn't there, but the timing, so I saw that and that's when I said that if he gets some good coaching, and that's why I wanted to ask, because he mentioned something. He mentioned Mr. Becky opened the door, mentioned the dread, and he mentioned a lot about his father. So I want to know who, or maybe all of them, who was the person who, played the integral part in your development.
Well, certainly the introduction to the basics of batting with my father. And because he'd bowl to me, spin bowling, and, encouraging me, he would tell me about Garfield Sobers, the different strokes, etc. And Mr. Beckford opened the door. Mr. Beckford was had a very analytical mind. He very observant, and he told me that I had the ability to see the ball early. I was in third form at the time, playing course. I didn't really understand what that meant until the 82 season, playing junior hall and master at, where both guys are nippy. But once I settled in, I was able to just watch the ball hit the bat.
That's
and
timing,
with extra time.
Yeah.
And extra time. I was as if they were slowing down.
Yeah.
I was able to see the ball early where it was going to pitch and get into position quickly. Everything came in my final season, but I was learning different pieces as my career progressed.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Here, he just put everything together. Help him to work through techniques and strokes, and he basically said I was a rhythm player and that I would try and keep the ball, scores ticking. Don't worry about the force, playing the V, just keep moving. So I was a rhythm batsman as well. Like Mikey Hole was a rhythm batsman. And get more patient. It didn't work all the time, but tried. All of it had to do with maturity, so to speak. So all three played a role. Mr. Beckford opened the door. He literally kicked the door down. Just gave me an opportunity which I never expected. Yeah. And sometimes that's all you need, one opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need. Exactly.
Yeah,
somebody just make him give him a chance. Right. Yeah.
Right place at the right time. I took a chance. He was the right man in the right time.
Yeah.
And Mr. Here was focused on the Sunlight Cup team. So Mr. Beckford was the nurturer, so to speak. Yeah, very encouraging.
Mr. Beckford was like the scout, man, the talent scout.
Right.
Man.
And he always encouraged me, tell me what I was doing wrong and what I needed to do, and a lot of guidance. Mm-hmm. He just had the personality. Mr. Beckford was just a calm soul.
Yeah.
Encouraging, never shouted. No. Always willing to work with you, never give up on anyone.
He had a whole heap of respect for him, man. He commanded respect, Chris. He commanded. Without even shouting, cracking. It's like, you ever listen to him, it's like, he commanded respect, man. Yeah.
But Mr. Here had the ability, I think, to nurture talent. What I saw him do with Goosey. Goosey could not run up the first year.
So Goosey, hold on. Goosey never the batting one at a time.
I think he did a couple of matches. But certainly in certain terms of Goosey's bowling, Goosey didn't know how to run up. Mm-hmm. And he took him onto that netball court and taught him how to run up. And the following year, Goosey was a strike bowler.
A ball pan. I threw him for pitch ball. I put newspaper down. Right.
He just had an ability. Yeah, and his system was simple.
Yeah.
It wasn't wrong, but he was thorough. Mm-hmm. Meticulous.
But cracking mention your old man, Chris, because I have to big him up, big Sam Cheddar, because when I think I admire about your father, him come all like a match him,
Yep.
And he was like a father for everybody, at the same time, he wasn't overpowering for you, and him give you space, which me love. Some father come on the match, Glenn, and it's like, him a pressure you. Me never get the impression that tall say father, him not try to tell you what to do.
He was always very supportive.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's everybody on the team. Everybody.
The whole team, right. It's not about us alone, Chris. I must say. But some father come on the match is all about for them son. It wasn't your father that at all, Chris.
He bought into the program.
The vision to say the Meadowbrook thing. Yes. The Meadowbrook dream then as it happened. Yeah, we could have put it, yeah.
He wanted this team to do well. And the reason why, you remember, our parents are from the pre-colonial era. Mm-hmm. And we would never know what living in colonial Jamaica was really like.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
But the older folks did.
Yeah.
And some have unpleasant memories. My father had a lot of unpleasant memories. A lot of triggers that create a certain response. You saw one at camp. I won't call the person's name. No. You saw it.
I remember. I don't know if Kraken was there. And a brother, Kraken, my brother used to go camp named Willie.
Willie, no.
Hold on, trust me, man. Not the fastest spell of fast bowling. Apart from you. But guess what him now? Him bowl cracking, but him go smoke a cigarette, get a little break. But at that much, though, a man I go camping, them have some music I go camping, and him say something trigger Christopher father, man. I'm going to tell you, for the rest of the match, it's like all of the colonial, I want to say, I didn't want to...
Put it this way. So you understand when the West Indies tour in England, what it means for the West Indian community.
Mm-hmm.
That the team performs and do well. So my father grew up in the era of the three W's, and then Sobers. So, you know, when you see, I mean, several of the matches the W's play. For him, Everton was the greatest. So when the West Indies cricket team did well, it evoked a sense of pride and accomplishment. He knew what Meadowbrook was like, a Cinderella school in the eyes of many. And once his team started to do well, he understood what that meant for the average schoolboy. You know, the school didn't get many children of the affluent or the wealthy. Right?
No,
so,
Meadowbrook at all. No.
A lot of children of the working class.
Yeah.
And the ordinary middle class students. So coming up against, you know, the established schools, you know, David and Goliath. So for him, it meant a lot to see the school do well. So that's why he was so involved.
Yeah. I know I see what you said, Chris. It's almost like a victory for him for say a school like Meadowbrook come step up and take on the mighty colonial old school. Because Meadowbrook was not a colonial school. Meadowbrook was not a colonial. Meadowbrook never existed before. Meadowbrook exists just before independence. I like before independence.
1958.
Yeah, right. So it's not, I understand. No, I see what you say. So, Mr. Cheddar feel about it, Chris. I know you put that way, they understand what you say. Yeah.
And a lot of the, you know, so it was pride and a sense of accomplishment and a can do, you know, which is what Mr. Here in his own way got us to believe in ourselves and our ability to do well.
Cracking the problem about the match getting champion, and the man go make a mistake and trigger Mr. Cheddar, man. I said something derogatory about somebody from Meadowbrook.
And just reminding him of what he experienced.
It care about Mr. Cheddar too, when he used to live at St. Mary, and I probably go through... I live on the plantation there, I take some plantation mentality from...
What I can tell you is that the safety latch fell off his mouth immediately. No profanity. Perfect English.
Yeah.
Voice was not raised.
Yeah.
But he spoke to the gentleman for 15 minutes without taking a breath. Non-stop.
Wow.
Yep.
And when we walked off to go to the car park, the gentleman was still in position, fixed like a mannequin.
Good move.
And I was afraid. It's the second time I saw him do something like that.
So what I Chris, I've never asked this before. I mean, the answer for this at all. Did you ever talk about the incident there afterwards?
No.
None at all?
Because I saw the first time it happened.
Yeah.
So when this happened, I knew exactly why. So we didn't talk about it.
Yeah. I got it. Man, I remember. Can you tell me that incident when they were in England? I remember that. Where you and him, you go look for your mother, father in England, your grandfather. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
We arrived at the hotel at the night, and the manager saw us and told us that they gave a room, but we can take our stuff and walk down to the hotel down the road.
And this is early 1970s, Glenn. Like 71.
1974.
Right.
And he opened his mouth, and the hotel shook.
The roof come off.
Yes, man. We got back our room, and that is one of the reasons why I made it a point not to get into trouble at school.
Yeah.
Or if anyone did me wrong, I would try and resolve it myself. I didn't want it to come.
You know, I want to come lift up the roof.
And I'm like that, right?
Yeah, easy.
I have that.
But if you trigger, you become volcanic like him. I know.
Right. I have my mother's patience.
Yeah.
But his shall fuse to certain things, you know. You know, sometimes I walk away, I'll just keep quiet and leave things. But anything that triggered any memory of colonialism, you just...
Him go right
just
off
go
on
off,
the deep end, Chris. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I know exactly what you mean. I understand why I'm so upset today, Glenn. It's like, you weren't there, Glenn, but I tell you, the man went up on the man in such a way, like, and Chris remembered more than me, because Chris talked about it all the while.
I backed away, you know. I said, boy.
I remember camping, you know, Glenn, is an elite school, you know.
Right.
If I say a certain type of people go camping and think a certain way. And we from Meadowbrook come there, like, I think they can talk down to we. And at that, Mr. Cheddar say, and I say, hold on, you're out of order, man. You're out of order. And they take him on, Glenn. And that needed to be said anyway, because we beat them up anyway. It was more, but it's like, he might try intimidate you away from make you feel like, say, we don't belong.
Yeah.
That was the purpose of him, I throw a certain word in him. Mr. Cheddar said, no, man, you can't do that. He probably was shocked, though. He probably was shocked, say, somebody from Meadowbrook that take him on, he take him on. And put him in place. He probably never forget that. Don't think he did, Chris.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Yeah.
I will not call him a bad name. We can't tell Glenn after here what it was. I'm not Glenn, I wonder who you are, but we tell you after here, Glenn.
All right.
Don't mind me if I ask you. I will text you tomorrow and tell you who. So, yeah. Yeah, man. So, Chris, you start play officially now. You did have a regular game from year to one?
I didn't play all of the games.
Yeah.
Because I had to go and play some of the Colts cricket games as well. So, I didn't play. And Mr. Year told me to try and focus on the Colts. But the 82 season now, by then I was fully blooded.
And that time in a fifth farm.
Right, and trusted to open the batting against Junior Hall and Master Rat.
Yeah. That's another match I come up with. Because you remember the JC match, good. Any other match you remember?
Right.
Apart from
the Tivoli match to me was one of the most important innings I played, and certainly for the team, it was an opportunity to get the monkey off our back in terms of beating another big name school, and we figured if we won that match, we would then be able to proceed to the semi-finals.
And for me, but more than that, Chris, for me and for Cracking to have been more than that, Tivoli beat in the finals at the Colts.
Right.
You remember that Cracking?
That at the time.
Yeah.
So that Tivoli match didn't mean I hold it to you two. You understand the significance of it.
Right.
So
I had instructions to occupy the crease and, and play, just bat.
Mm.
And Master at own the bowling. He had another pace bowler. I can't remember his name. And he had young Leng.
Yeah.
Quick. Master was quick. But that day, Jelly and Glenn, the pitch was playing through quick.
Yeah.
But somehow I was just picking up the ball early, watching the ball through the air and hit the pitch right onto the bat.
Yeah, man.
And after the second over, I kept having more time.
Yeah.
The bowling just as fast, but I was having more time.
Yeah.
Get behind the ball and made 25, just everything came out the middle, playing the V, and we were able to accumulate some runs, And to me, every time I went out to bat, I had three objectives. I might seem self-centered, but one, to get off the mark, no ducks, couldn't be with Hall Thomas teasing me. Two, to make some runs for the team, and three, to win.
Yeah. I never know what Chris. You go out there, go batting, Cracking can't enter this, like for some reason, everything with the batting, or with even the ball, everything just clicking,
Yeah, you get up one morning and
man, it does something.
Just clicking.
The match that happened to me was the first match we captain the team against Camperdown. It's like, never forget that. I never played another innings like that in Glen, in terms of, say, I mean, the finals were more important innings and a different type of innings against Calabar. But the first match against Camperdown, man, everything, Glenn, everything.
Everything clicked.
Yes. So, I understand what you said, Chris. So you saw that match in Tivoli Garden, Glenn. What that meant to you? You were there.
No, the one against Tivoli, I wasn't at that match. I was at the semi-finals and the final.
All right, we'll come up to that. Come on, I ask your opinion on that. So talk about the Tivoli match, Chris, in terms of, say, we made 120 or something like that.
Yeah. By then, there was something about the team, Jelly. There was something about that first team where we didn't make a very big score, but there was no discussion or any thought or any sense of us not being able to win.
Of losing, that never crossed.
Yeah, of losing.
Yeah.
Losing. And we went out and executed.
Yeah.
And once we won that match, confidence just grew.
No, is that different? We crossed the line, Chris. You're right about that, man.
Just grew,
That match was the turning point. That match was the turning point of the season, Glenn. And for me, because I remember the Tivoli match from 77 quarters final, Chris, when we get embarrassed, and Becky explained what had happened in a sense where we were unfairly treated. And I never remember about the dengue, Glenn.
Dengue fever, yeah.
I didn't know that we were so under skill because so much man out for dengue. And long afterwards, I'm here when Fraggy and that team Jago man at me say, dengue fever, and Jago never played, Dougie never played. It's a whole heap of me never played. So I played Tivoli that match, And I remember that match, Chris. It's that me a bowl, I know my little bowling already and nothing. I said,
Right.
I'm going to take off myself, And this is the only time Jerry ever showed for me. I said, Jelly, no. Because what happened,
Right.
even though it look like something I ball, I keep it tight because it's all about mindset,
Yeah, pressure in them.
Yeah, man, all about mindset. So them not going to run off for me now, Glenn.
Right.
So me not ball a loose ball or nothing. They look like I easy bowling, but them can't score. So the
Right.
pressure and
From the
pressure
crease.
build,
They
yes,
play from the
yes.
crease. They
Yeah,
battle
yeah,
from the
yeah.
crease.
I mean, I could
No,
bring
they
on a
don't.
pace ball and the dread said no. And the only time I overruled, I stand up on me on the field and I said, Jelly, no. That's the only match, Chris. I remember it. From the show, them, they don't, the wall they don't buy where Reds used to live. The ball in the cricket pitch, I just him to stand up and him shout and I said, Jelly, him said, no. Keep yourself, mm-hmm. Just point and say, keep yourself on. And that was the turning point. That was the turning point, Chris. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. That was one of my most important innings.
That 20 that we make, yeah.
One of my important. Occupy the crease for a long period of time and accumulated the runs. But technically, it was just listen to what Mr. told me to do, and everything just clicked.
Yeah.
The ball is coming out of the bat nice. Everything is coming out of the middle. Watching the ball through the air from the left, the bowler's hand through the air onto the pitch, right onto the bat.
Yeah.
I literally watch the ball as it hit the bat with a lot of time. The Spears, they looked ordinary. Although they were bowling, pretty quickly.
Yeah, but by the time we reach the semi-final, and you can comment on this, Glenn, we'll play St. Catherine. In my mind, if we make over 200 or close to 200, we can't lose. That's what the mindset. If I said, I'm just feel so we could make 200 every match. If, not even if, because we have enough talent in the team, somebody will come make a little runs. If we keep it together and the mindset and the tough mindset, we will learn right throughout the season. So that match, Glenn, what you remember most about that match, the semi-final?
Honestly, I don't remember a whole lot. The one thing that I remember in those games, there was playoff games, is the discipline with the bowling. That's the thing that I can remember, that there was discipline. As a matter of fact, all the years that we won, is the discipline with the bowling was the key.
Yeah, in terms of that, we not get to at all.
Right, you didn't have like one person who was like exceptional, where the other team have to say, watch out for this guy. It's like everybody. If you were 6 bowlers, everybody was disciplined, and that was the thing that the Dread that him instill in these guys was the discipline. That's the thing that I remember most.
I keep it line and line. So, Chris, the semi-final now, what do you remember most about the semi-final, if you ever remember that? Before we come to
Not much.
Not much at all, yeah.
What I can tell you is that when I entered UWI, I met a guy who actually played for St. Catherine.
Played for who? St. Catherine, really, yeah?
Yeah. And he told me that the captain made an error. He made a bowling change. They had got some early wickets. And he took off the bowler that got the wickets. It allowed us to recover.
Yeah.
Right, that's what he told me. So remember that.
Yeah,
but it was a relief,
Yeah,
we had crossed another hurdle into the finals.
Yeah, man, back into the finals again. And what I remember is like everybody make a little bit of runs. I think Goose is the top scorer and Curtis make some runs. Didn't make Cheddar or something like that. And I just said, Glenn, once you make a certain amount of runs, it was no doubt who are going to win.
Exactly, yeah.
Once you make over 150, 200, there is no doubt at all who are going to win at all.
And it was their first time in the semifinals as well. So they were just as nervous, Yeah.
So at that point, Chris, when we reach the finals, did you have any thoughts in your mind about win it all?
I never thought about losing,
We never crossed your mind at all, yeah?
No. We everything was just almost automatic.
I'm cracking your thoughts. You never play, but your thoughts I come watch you play. You think say with a final win something big?
I was more nervous than anything else,
I have been there before, so twice.
Yeah. Honestly, I was just hoping that we could just win, just get over the hurdle, that first one.
For break, much glass in, as I would say, yeah.
I was very nervous.
I can't see why Chris have a different mindset than we, Glenn, because we go through it 2 times, the quarters final and the semi-final. Chris, we go through it, and it's like, we know what happened, we know exactly what happened, So you have a different sort of mentality, because you come in and you never go through experience at all, but I did, so I know.
What I remember about the 82 season, in the 81 season, we I think we spent over focus on the physical aspect of the cricket.
Yeah.
And at the start of the 82 season, the pre-season training, I think we had spoken to Mr. Year and said we wanted to start the cricket earlier.
Yeah.
Right. So we did a lot more groundwork with the cricket. So, the practice matches against Domtar, the Evelyn Cup, different Evelyn Cup teams. So we were, how to match fit earlier. And we did a lot of blackboard work, tactical work on the blackboard. Mr. Year somehow found the time to go and observe some of the key players from other schools and able to work them out. So we going into the semi-finals, it's just a question, I think, of getting over the nerves and settling and exploiting the weakness of the opposing team. And they made mistakes. We made mistakes, but we capitalized on the mistakes more often than Calabar did, and we made use of opportunities.
Yeah. Because the thing with us 82 squad there, and most of the squad them, Chris, I never play upon the other two, but you can mention 84 one. We'll come up to that. Come on, ask about that too. Was the team, Anybody from a member of that 16-member team, Glenn, would have come in as 15, and he give him the ball and I keep it tight. I'm a batter, make a little run. Yeah.
Yeah. We had the team chemistry, the camaraderie. It was, as I said, I've been around the players from other schools, and should have still really hard to talk about their teams. To talk about, the process with the KC boys, but when they were with Georgia, they didn't have that sort of bond to me, if you ask me.
You see what happened with the team, and the team became exponentially greater than any other team, because of the team spirit,
Think about it, Jelly.
And the chemistry.
Think about it, Jelly. We played a practice match against Stets in St. Elizabeth, and your bus broke down.
Okay. Cracking in here with a match, I wasn't there.
Yeah, heard about it.
Spoke to Devon McDonald, and he tells me and Dirk Rad, far back seat, and they saw sparks.
Yeah.
And when I looked behind the window, they thought Peony Wally was following your back. Realized that
But a backfire, that's look out through the box out of the bag, yeah.
And we had to walk to a gas station, a police station, and in the middle of the night.
Williamsfield, yeah.
And no one was worried.
No, and everybody remember that with fun, Chris. Even the bus broke down, Glenn, I would sleep. A man of Williamsfield night, sleeping at the cold. And everybody had fun memories of that, Chris.
Yeah. Think about your days in courts when you broke for tea. You remember what you would get to drink and eat?
Yeah, man.
I remember playing courts, and we would get sun temperature lemonade. And black pepper and cheese sound in those days.
Yeah, I remember that. Cracking, remember them? The black pepper cheese sound.
Cheese spread.
What the purpose of the black pepper, though? What is the purpose of the black pepper?
Well, I have to ask Mr. Here that, it was his recipe.
Of course, I'm afraid of that to rat. Because maybe a friend of mine know. I'll give me an idea for the black pepper. But I couldn't for the life of me understand what the black pepper on the cheese sandwich for. Seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Just the memories, man.
Yeah.
The journey.
So the 82 finals now, Chris. When we start, your confidence will go in.
Yeah.
And we make the 200. That kind of is almost like a foregone, and it's like, yes, we're not going to lose this at all.
Well, I know 200 runs on the board and team chasing things. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure, and if you get some quick wickets or some of the key batsmen and you were to apply the pressure, they will crack.
Yeah.
And, just made use of opportunities. I remember after we took the last wicket, Gerald Ben Davis grabbed me and lifted me off the ground, man. Boy, I think he was the first one on the field.
It meant a whole heap to the people whenever I play, man. It meant a whole heap to them. I like him. Yeah. It meant a whole heap to Kraken too. So let me ask Kraken this then. At what point, Kraken, you feel like we're going to win this finally?
When we got the 200.
The 200 was a magical number.
That is like that was like a magical number that you need to get to just kind of calm everybody down,
Yeah, man. Because mental them all up on 200 and it's like the
right. Because remember the bowling that we have, with the discipline.
Yeah, man.
I know it would have been difficult. to get 200.
Yeah, man, because good all round bowling attack, man. Everybody come on, I go keep it tight. I go keep it tight, and that's when you make 200. That's all I need to do, man. Just keep it tight at it. So
also, Jelly, one of the things that I have to say is think about the sacrifice that Mr. Hare made, Mr. Ben Nevis, Mr. Beckford, Roy McGregor. Giving up their Saturdays, afternoon training. I don't think the word overtime ever came up. We didn't have much funds to fund our program. We had to do our own fundraising activities. And we achieved so much with so little. With the union as well in the background. It shows that a lot can be accomplished with commitment. And we had a core of players who were hungry for success. And believe in ourselves with the winning mentality, so to speak. So I have to be thankful for the teachers who made
the supporter, man. All them teachers in the way, every one of them, Chris.
And I think Mrs. Ross and Miss Barrow.
Behind the scenes to make sure.
So we have to be thankful
for the all round support
them,
and
we never sought accolades or anything, but the commitment was there.
But
and of course, Miss McLennan.
Yeah, definitely. Fair support from the top was always, because she always a big way up. Always a big way. And she must have been very proud to go to a principal meeting and finally get say Meadowbrook a champion. That must have felt good for her because finally after all these years, she couldn't even go to a principal meeting and I said, your school and win on. But she got a certain amount of clout. So how you felt, Chris, personally, when you actually win?
Well, put it this way. So we reached home. I didn't get a chance to speak. Daddy, it was just all from Sabina Park straight to home. And finally got in a word, and it just felt great. And I got a lot of phone calls in the afternoon. And boy, just going to school the following morning, a sense of pride. We made it, and no one can ever take it away from us.
I can't take that, Chris. The first time I can't duplicate it at all. You're right, Chris. That's a magical thing, man. So when you say you never get a chance, if your father never stopped dog?
No, man. Before he entered the house, man, he opened his mouth and told my mother. He turned on the radio, to listen for the news, man, and fortunately, it was the first item, and boy, it was just such a change and all that.
Yeah, forget about that. It's a JBC was the only TV station at the time, and that would have been the
JBC, and then, late in the afternoon, Ali McNabb, it was Lindy who was the sports broadcaster that night, and he discussed it, So, if you hear your name of your school, on the national,
on national stage. It's a big thing, Chris. It's a big thing for the only TV station in Jamaica, a lead off the sports center. Yes.
And the following day, you see your sports column page,
they write up in the paper, them, all of them, children, one Daily News, Star, non-stop.
You think back to your first day at Meadowbrook when you entered first form. School is being massacred in the Sunlight Cup competition. The football, I think, were more competitive.
But Kraken talk about that. Kraken probably a case and the man bought more like for 30 or something, or 17.
Reflect on those days, and Gerald Benny, who would have been there from early could have been able to trace a longer period of history, where we're coming from.
If I meant so much to him,
Right, so when we won 82, it was a big thing for those who had paved the way for us.
Before, the people will lift up, because I was talking about for them, sure, like them that foundation, certainly, Chris,
I mean, think about it, we started out with the double G Grace batting gloves.
Cracky, you remember them glove there? But hold on. Let me ask you something though, Chris. Because when the first time you faced cracking in a training?
It might have been when we were playing, when I was in fourth form, first season, when you come and train us for Evelyn Cup.
Okay, yeah.
Or sometimes the Sunlight Cup training would come and train us.
I'd come up some evenings and practice.
Right. And then I think in the 80th season, he played house cricket. But he didn't bowl at his, you bowl within himself.
Yeah, man, when cracking up them level them a bowl whether they himself. And did say that
because the house matches were the ball that was used, a compressed ball, right? Not the leather ball. So just imagine compressed ball,
Yes, it's a different mindset when Glenn play house cricket and play against. Yeah, that is true. And the nose was a cut above all the way, so him not gonna necessarily come try. Yeah.
Right.
I remember
So
that.
it was a great experience, you know, getting to know the senior players, Bravo,
Yeah, Chikwa, man. Yeah.
Chikwa and
Yeah.
Devon Hines and those guys.
Yeah, it was. So your father ever said anything to you apart from shouting or ever talk to you about the match again?
Which match is that?
The final, no final. It ever what it meant to him? That's what I try.
A lot of pride, because he goes back to the colonial days, right?
Mm-hmm.
The colonial days was one of power.
Mm-hmm.
Those in power use it against those the less fortunate,
the
disadvantaged. So symbolically, and I'm not saying that this was the case because we had but Calabar was a powerhouse in sports.
Yeah. Champs, right? Them the throne. Right. KC,
right.
1970, KC and champs 15 years. Yeah.
So to see Meadowbrook, a lot of boys from working class family, middle class, coming together to beat a powerhouse in sports.
Yeah.
Meant a lot for him symbolically. And made him very proud.
It's almost like the changing of the guard, It's finally, it's like I say, yeah, man. Another big school alone can't win this. We're showing our way, I didn't realize it mean so much to him, though. But no, you put it away, I understand what you mean. Because, like I said, him all along, him never seems to ever go to the military school there, or them type of school at all,
Right.
That's not in personality, just I say. Because I'm never...
Well, you see, he understood the power dynamics in Jamaica. Jamaican society.
Yeah.
Jamaican society, you have to understand the power dynamics with institutions and individuals, institutions, namely the church, the political parties, the private sector, individuals, the old boy, schoolboy network, these sort of things, what it meant. You just have to look at corporate Jamaica and see which alumnus or alumni were occupied positions of power and authorities. Meadowbrook didn't have that. Meadowbrook didn't have that. We had to struggle. Think about when you were invited to trials, you're on Goosey. You give the scoreboard.
Yeah.
and any players from any players from Woolmouth High School or KC was ever given the scoreboard. That would never happen.
Our judges, no, that never happened at all, Chris. That never happened.
Disrespect, right?
Yeah, man, yeah.
And it's sort of a negative the accomplishment of the school. Here, just say it doesn't look bad, but he understood those things.
I want the significance of the victory, and all the time we won in the 1980s, and this first time was that we were winning when when West Indies cricket team was the best in the world for 15 years.
Right.
So cricket was the premier sport, Glenn. You see, I said to you, so against a backdrop, I think about it all a while, and I say we won at the time when West Indies team are the best in the world. Everybody wanted to play cricket. It's not like what play in an era where nobody interested. Everybody wanted to play on the best team.
Yep. Most dominant.
Yeah, man. Yeah, most dominant sports team ever for so long. Exactly. Yeah. So that never lasts for me, Chris. Never lasts for me at all. So
and think about Jelly. Think about what it meant for us winning Sunlight Cup for the first time to the first formers and second formers.
Yeah. Well, it's true. That's why them come on and win so much more. Yeah, that's why them keep winning. Yeah. Because that's them they look on Marston and Minot and Face all them and Kevin was part of, and that's the beauty about the team too, Glenn. It's a whole heap of young side upon that team there,
Yep.
It was like say a pure older man, but that's what the Dread and Becky that set it up doing it. All that about the future,
The transition from generation to generation.
Always.
And so when those guys went into the community, no one could tease them.
No. Them part
I didn't have to take off my epaulet
after that
in the third form when you guys went to the semi-final.
Yeah.
But when it came time to Manning Cup season, and I remember the 79 season with your brother Patrick and Johnny Pecker, we did very well.
Yeah. The Manning Cup season, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the epaulets remained on. It never came off after that.
Yeah. Because we start competing in a better way, Yeah.
You go downtown to Harper Tree, work from St. Andrew High and Holy Chariot, looking at Calabar boys. Meadowbrook, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the pride.
And what effect you think it had on the school, Chris? I mean, in terms of like the other the student population, especially the girls, them. Well, maybe you don't remember what happened when you were in a fifth form, but when you were in a sixth form, you win again in a 84.
Put this way, Jelly. Put this way. I remember in sixth form, we got 3 young ladies transferred from Immaculate Conception High School, sixth form. Neither had ever attended a Manning Cup football match or cricket match.
Mm-hmm.
And we introduced them to the sport. And I saw them come to Bottom Trees to watch cricket, watch us play. Sabina Park to see the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Other friends took them to Manning Cup matches. And you could see the change, interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Carol transistor radios when test matches playing and they'd be listening. Other girls as well.
Yeah.
But certainly for the school. And you could see the students believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the confidence. We can accomplish. We can.
Mm-hmm.
Not certain. We can.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
School did well in course football and won the Walker Cup.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, it showed the belief in self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Athletics, school will be dominant in athletics because, as I said, we don't have the student population in terms of boys.
Yeah.
And the better athletes from the primary schools and the secondary schools we want to go attend.
Yeah.
You know, a Calabar or case.
School them. Yeah.
If you ask professional programs,
Mm-hmm.
right? Meadowbrook is not the way to get that cohort of athletes.
No. So you talk about the 84 team. You were on that winning team as well.
Yeah.
Tell me what the difference between the 84 team and the 82 team in terms of, and then we're going to some of the matches, maybe the finals and the Sparling Cup final, because we never played Sparling Cup the year because I think it was some outbreak.
We didn't play Sparling Cup the 82 because of the polio outbreak.
Right. I forget. I think it was polio for true, Chris. Right.
The 84 team was I think a transition team.
Yeah.
Purchasing Wood was not there anymore. Kimon was not there. The Gooses as well. Graham Roden had left as well.
Yeah.
So it was Marston and Reese and
the youngsters come up
coming into their own, and we performed above what was expected.
Yes, a punch above your weight. But all that was because of the legacy from winning a year to us. Yeah.
But what happened is that we're all playing Evelyn Cup or Minor Cup.
Yeah, man.
Or Junior Cup in the clubs.
That was the magic. That was the magic of that program. That's for true, man. Yes.
A lot of cricket.
Yes.
Preparation is just as intense.
Yeah, man.
The winning mentality was still there.
Yeah,
and the teamwork was still there.
Yeah. Because as you mentioned that, Chris, I just have Evelyn Cup. All of the matches, me I come play all of the matches. So when I play with me as the youngster, I'm come play all of the matches. Every Saturday and Sunday, Evelyn Cup, Minor Cup, every Saturday and Sunday, I come play.
Think about playing against Hope. Schoolboy bowler was at the certainly in the sunlight as fast as Hope.
The exposure I want to get, I play the match. Yeah.
So we're playing against grown men, at somewhere higher level. Errol Miller.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from Errol, also observing how he played certain strokes.
Yeah, man. Errol could have button. I remember him cracking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
That one hand square cut at
I played with him too on the dump tower team,
Oh yeah, kind of
when I was at Meadowbrook.
Yeah. Him did that dump tower for true, and the Dread was that dump tower for true.
Right, and the Dread was the one who took me to play with them.
A dump tower, yeah.
So we're playing a lot of cricket, a lot of quality cricket, so we are competitive, and the teamwork was there.
So that's what I had the 84 team and that, I said, that's mere facts. I played them. Evelyn Cup was the standard of cricket was a high standard, in it. It was higher than Sunlight, It was superior to Sunlight standard,
Yeah.
The quality of big man in that play, Chris. They look like a Corrigan cricket. It was like, And Evelyn Cup wasn't quite Corrigan. Maybe, but even then, yeah.
It was a lot of fun as well,
Yeah.
A lot of fun, and it's very competitive,
Yeah, so you never think so would I win then until you reach the final. At what point did I hit the 14th, the third would I win?
Well, I think we had a difficult match against Camperdown. And we had to win that match. And I took a catch in the slips of TC. He bowled a high full toss.
Oh, TC. That's
Yeah.
a Michael Hall, yeah.
Yeah. And that ball flew at about 100 miles per hour. I just threw myself underneath it and I caught it. And first catch I took in the slips. Because, Rory would call me and myself and Kevin, we used to mafias, Don Kevin, Don Chris.
I can't say nothing. Yeah.
So, and that breakthrough sent us on. And we just never look back. The confidence grew after that.
Yeah.
And it's Calabar again, and boy, it was, one thing I have to say, playing against Calabar and Tivoli, more Tivoli.
Chris? I want to let him drop here now. I'm there.
You had to beat them.
Yeah. Calabar and Tivoli. Repeat, Chris.
Right.
The kind of drift where they go. Repeat. Playing against Calabar and Tivoli and pick up from there. So.
After end of each match, I was mentally and physically drained.
Yeah.
I had to beat them.
Yeah.
I had to beat them. We're not going to give up.
Yeah.
You had literally to overpower them.
Yeah.
By whatever means they had.
Yeah.
But they were always closely fought matches.
Mm-hmm.
So when I Cup Finals 84, the replay match, 100 all out and we won.
Yeah.
We lost the Topping Cup match in 82 by what, 1 run?
Yeah.
Always close.
Yeah.
Always close, but we always managed to hold our nerves at the critical moment.
Yeah.
And just win. So we never panic.
Yeah. That big. So cracking, you were at that match, right? 84 finals, eh?
Oh yeah, and I was at the Spalding Cup game too, which was very disappointing. The Spalding Cup match.
Yeah, welcome.
That was my most exciting innings.
Yeah, I'll come to that right now because me think that Spalding Cup match was the most familiar with cricket in terms of because we took the great mighty states down to the wire and could have won.
Yeah.
By 1 wicket.
Yeah. And they were probably
And it was a very low scoring game.
Yeah. They probably were shocked that we come and compete with them the way we compete with them. But it's all about team again, Chris.
Yeah.
But you go ahead, Chris. You talk, remember about the match and then cracking.
That match. States I think they had won in the finals or in a match before the finals. I think Dwight had hurt someone, Meikle, or Bush as they call him, might have hurt a player.
Yeah.
And it came the papers. So
and it was a left arm pierce, right?
No man.
Right arm pierce.
Okay.
That was snake in 82. But
okay.
Meek was a 6'4", big burly guy with scruffy beard and just never looked friendly at all, So we heard about Meikle. And nerves were just quick. So we were at 7 apart that morning and it was an overcast morning and, came early and tried to warm up and no one could perspire. It's the nerves. No, the youth team was in camp.
Yeah.
Meikle and about 6 or 7 States players were in camp. So they came and we heard the guardman say, States is here and boy, a lot of movements started to take place in our changing room, you could see nerves on people. And so we were in the far right changing room under the George at the stand and I heard a gentleman say, Busha, come here. So 3 players were sitting in front of me. I won't call any name.
Yeah.
I saw what appeared to be Busha walk past the door between the changing room and the field. And I saw this giant guy, eyes look red. And Jelly, I saw cold sweat just started draining on people's head. Those 3 balls in front of me, I said to myself, we are dead today. We are dead ducks.
Yeah. But that time they are senior player for the squad, Chris, because I win before. And
Right.
Yeah, I was a big man for the squad, I know, yeah.
Feeling of the kind of fear since we had to play Courtney Washington too.
Yeah.
Remember, Courtney didn't hurt anyone as far as I knew.
Yeah.
Apparently Dwight had accidentally hit someone. So that fear. And I saw the cold sweat start to stream down their cheeks and I said, boy, dead ducks. What's the way to do today? So anyway, we done pretty much talk and won the toss and elected the bat first. I went out to my hill. Jelly, the first ball that Dwight bowled him hit in my stance.
Hit you what?
In my stance.
Yeah.
Before I could get in the position, the ball had hit me and I realized just how fast he was.
Yeah.
Second ball, missed my off stump by about an inch. And it went through the keeper for 4 miles.
Yeah.
I made some quick adjustments. I said, what on earth was that?
Yeah.
And then I just made some quick adjustments. Decided to lower the back lift, speed up the foot movement, and try and focus more. And I just got behind everything. And I started to see the ball earlier, and everything started to come off the middle. And I just got on top of him. So much so, I hit him, I think, for 4 consecutive boundaries in 1 over.
You give him a collector and you go to Lily.
Really. And the Sets players applauded me for each of those 4 strokes.
Yeah.
And they started to tease Dwight.
Yeah. Dynamic change for him now,
yeah. But he was quick.
Yeah.
But the thing with Dwight, he never bowled a bounce at me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand with that pace.
Well, I never bowled a bouncer, yeah.
Never bowled a bounce at me.
Yeah.
When I know there was one square cut I made time on my toes and I hit it into the extra cover boundary into the members' pavilion, and the one you got up and started to clap, and the changing room, they were back down those guys, and started to tease Bush or keep again, bang again. I also did a lot of wrist. The hand and foot same time and wrist.
Yeah.
So it was a slight snap, not a huge snap, but a tension at the wrist at the point of impact.
Yeah.
As if you're using a sledgehammer to the ball, but it was a slight thing, and that gave me the extra power and the timing.
Yeah.
The ball flew off the bat, man. I was amazed at the speed. Which it flew to the boundary. I'm not big. I'm not a big build guy, and we're not built for strength or speed or power. But the ball was hit hard. With no effort, but it was just a timing. The relaxation. If you relax your extremity, you will perform more efficiently. I just relaxed.
Yeah,
and after the match, Larry Cunningham came to me and spoke to me. And
he was on the Sets team.
Yeah.
Was the captain.
Yeah.
Was the captain? That's a France younger brother.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
But that first over from that reminded me of the Southern Cup match against Excellence at Melbourne. Jack.
Yeah. Where that, Chris? Cracking, was that much? A watch?
I don't remember it.
Oh, well, we'll have to tell you about that, man.
I didn't own the baton that day, and I came in about 5. I remember in the pavilion, seeing Walsh bowl and that ball flying.
I think Goose and Sims opened the baton, cracking. And they never stay around long at all. Just...
But I remember it was my time to bat, and I was walking to the crease to bat, man. I said to myself, man, to deal with this case today. And, first ball he bowled to me. But you were the other angel.
Yeah. Not for long.
All I remember was the ball hitting the pitch, and as it passed me about chin height, I heard whoosh.
Yeah, man.
Straight through the keeper, hit the boundary wall, and came back.
Yes.
Close to the ball. And I looked at Kevin and I looked at Jelly, and you like I'd seen a ghost.
Yeah. I tell you what I'm cracking, I'm Chris. I tell that man, say, after that match, me give up all hope that say me I'm going to make West Indies cricket, or I say, no. If I let me go face, me say, it's all right. Because what happened today, Glenn, at the same week, I think Walsh made Jamaica team,
Yeah.
Him get called for Jamaica team, Glenn. And guess what happened now? Excelsior come on the match, and the man cricket gloves. Wicket keeping gloves.
Right.
And him come ask the dread, are we for bar him gloves? And what the dread say?
No.
So Walsh kind of fire up and I say, right. So when him come now, we never stay long. But that's what to me, that signifies the strength of our team, Chris and Glenn.
Yeah. Depth.
Because it's it Piggy and Curtis, Piggy no there no more. The great light Piggy Williams. They never feel like and as Chris remind me, by the time them come back, while the pace, the shine off of the ball, Glenn, is a different bowler.
Right.
That different bowler. But when me and Chris out there, man, because Sims and Goose never stay long at all. Did not. And me come at number 4 and me never stay long either. Because I just say, I screw like me I go cracking.
And I know, you know why Courtney was so dangerous? Apart from the pace, he got the lift and he got the ball to cut.
Yeah.
So you pitch the ball 2 feet outside the off.
You want to come in, I
pass over your legs stump.
You might go squarely get a follow you, man. On your neck and on your chest.
Right. You take it out of his throat or your chin.
Yeah, man. You try back with him and the ball follow you. Yeah, man. You're right, Chris. It was so dangerous with that. If you're right-hander, yeah.
Right. Still need the ball.
And a dead lane swinger.
Eh?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that deadly in cutter.
Yeah, man, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I come from way outside the half top, man, and I follow him, man, to the right hand of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just couldn't afford to relax when you
Yeah,
face the
yeah,
ball.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You could get hit and get hurt, pretty seriously. But that was an interesting over.
Yeah, man, that's interesting.
But,
6 over ball. Luckily, as you say now, maybe at the time, tapping cup a 6 over the ball again, ball cracking.
Right.
So, you know, the
Right.
rules, so it's like, but yeah. But that, we did better than them still, you know. So it's like,
yeah.
him alone couldn't beat her at the time because we did good enough. We did more than good, because we win Sunlight that year. But that was, remember that match a good. But that was a match all the while, Glenn. And I said, no, man, I'm proud of some face while it's a great West Indian fast bowler. But guess what? I know Sam was way a cut above me, man. So.
And the interesting thing, Jelly, is that you think of those guys who went on to represent the West Indies or knocking at the door to represent the West Indies. They never made runs against Meadowbrook.
No.
Except Wayne Lewis in that semi-finals of 1980, but in the regular season, we knew Jimmy Adams' weakness.
No.
From under 14 days, Jimmy couldn't make runs against us. We knew what his weakness was.
Clive thought about that all, Eddie. Eddie always get him ticket. And, Clive Edwards, yeah.
So we worked them out. We did a lot of blackboard work. And
Yeah.
to set the feet to them, what kind of balls to bowl to them. We got them out.
Yeah.
It was just preparation, and execution.
So the Evelyn Cup match now, the Sparling Cup match, Chris. What the significance of the match in terms of what took sets way down to the wire in terms of how the team looked on it?
I thought, just one of those cricketing things. A fumbled ball, not reacting in time to pull the stump out of the wicket, and a drop catch. It could have happened to anyone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you get to break them because we did get to break it and you get to find out when we run past the ball and the man to stump the man and run the out and the man look on. I take up him foot. So the similar sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't blame anyone. It's just cricket, It happens,
that's
part of the game.
Part of the game.
It's part of the learning experience. We win some, we lose some, and you pick up the pieces and move on. Cricket is life,
Yeah.
Overcome setbacks.
So you came back to school the next year.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. So you were at school 85 to one player.
Yeah, right.
And how was that? Marston they leave school. Who the captain of the team?
No, Marston captain the team. That season, everything came together for me in terms of the batting.
Okay, Marston they still captain the team at 85. I got you. Yeah.
Everything came.
At the first time, for the record, Chris, you were the first one make 100 for Meadowbrook and Sunlight?
Yeah, so I'm told.
Who make 100 after you? Dylan,
I think the Banks. I think Kirkton may have scored.
100, yeah. But you are the first one. That's
right.
cracking. That is right, you think? Anybody ever make 100 for Meadowbrook before that?
Oh, not that I know of. So following up on that, what did it mean to you knowing that you were the first person to score 100 for Meadowbrook?
I never really thought of it that way, we just got used to perform at a high level and winning. The only regret that I had is that my father didn't get to see me score that century because the match was played on a weekday.
Oh, and the work
and you start right at 10:30 in the morning, but the dread saw it. He saw when I scored the century. I was about to leave the ground and he stopped at the gate to watch, and I got it. Yeah, so it was. I felt proud. Everything clicked. Made one error and never made an error again. Got drop catch and never.
Who will you play against, Chris?
Trenchtown.
Okay, no matter what. That's for the record. 100 is 100 because it's a significant thing that. And for the record, I just said, no, I don't remember nobody else made 100 before, Glenn. So, yeah.
Right.
No, I don't know of anybody else who did.
No, that's a significant thing.
So everything clicked. The on-drive, I was able to on-drive freely, scored a lot of boundaries off that stroke in that match.
Yeah.
Cover drive, I think I perfected it, that season. Everything was just coming out the middle.
Yeah.
Seeing the ball earlier, getting into position earlier, playing each ball out of merit, I was able to. I didn't like spin bowling. I thought it was just an evil ball to bowl to me, tempting me to go. I didn't like seeing the ball in the air. I like when the ball came on.
I don't like chip at all. Like me, you don't like chipping on the ball. You like bad from the tree. Yeah.
But, I started to use my feet more. My feeling improved.
85, you start using the foot more. Yes.
Right.
I can see that. Yeah.
Feeling improved. My fitness improved. I was taking catches in the street. Took about 2 or 3 that season that came to me. So everything clicked.
Yeah.
And it was the end of that season. During the summer, I decided I've not been invited to try. I haven't scored a second most runs in the season and not being invited to trials, I decided to just wind down the cricket career after that.
Yeah, guys, I guess you said there's no free. You're the second top run scorer in the school,
Yeah.
boy. And the man of never get a trial. I say,
Right.
seriously.
Yeah. I've done at Meadowbrook Cricket Club. Sat beside Tony Becker and having a drink, and discussion came up, and he was livid. And after he left, I went and sat down by myself, and I took a quick check of all my contemporaries who were able to make the West Indies cricket team. And I think five came up, and I realized that the probability of making the West Indies cricket team would have been dim. At that time, you had the Richie Richardsons and Logies and those guys. What it would take to kind of sacrifice. And I decided to opt for university education. So, I still a little minor cup and junior cup, but, having left a controlled environment at school.
Yeah.
Discipline, organized.
Yeah.
Something was totally different. And Glenn can tell you. Didn't have a coach. It was a lot of self-training.
Are they senior? Yeah, cracking talk about that too. Yeah.
Right. So, and by then the cost of the gear started to go up, and I took a different course.
Yeah, I took that mindset there early to, apart from one wild trip, boy, it remind me something I need to come here, somebody. No, I never feel that come. But I adapted the same mindset I you, Chris. But look, I never started to that zone, I tell you. But I say, yeah, I'm good enough because I even try and compete. But when I look on and say, all the man I'm treated at the trials, and I'm looking on Chris and say, a 25 man up on the West Indies squad at the time, I will get paid. I say, I think of 5 million people in the Caribbean. I say the odds are not so good,
No, what do we think? And that same Sunlight Cup season, I sent you something and it showed how a player who was not invited to trials represented the country. We won't call any names.
No, yeah. I remember, right.
But these things happened.
Yeah.
And you looked at these things and why should one school have 7, 8 players being invited to these trials? Where's the equity?
Yeah, and
where's the equity?
And in a sense that contributes to the downfall of West Indies cricket too, because like
team sports.
Yeah. And not just cricket alone do it. Teams, footballers they do it too. And to me, that's a different to me. Why I think track and field is so much more successful than the team sport.
It's an objective standard.
Yeah, because yeah.
The first 3. Unless all 3 are the same time, but you're going to have time separating the
Yeah, man. You can't pick yourself, man. You won't. You would not be the second top scorer in a track and field game or the second fastest runner, and them not pick you at all. That would not happen. That could not happen.
Exactly.
But
so a lack of equity.
Man. Lack of transparency. I know them pick the team, man.
I looked on those things and I realized what it's all about, and discussed with my parents, and they agreed with me. Back, I represented UA intercollegiate cricket, played on a championship team of 85, 89.
Yeah.
But just you know what it was like, Jelly, and cracking training at Meadowbrook. Training was hard.
Yeah, man. Actually, I go through a routine. Yeah.
Late October. It was hard.
Yeah.
Right? Different aspects, the physical, the technical part of the game, and the physical part of the game. It required a lot of commitment time. And if you're a controlled environment to a structured environment, you are going to have to do all those things. With who?
Yeah.
Almost an impossibility. A lot of talent was lost because of the club structure operated in the early 20th century mode. Can't work.
Yeah.
Just walked away from it.
Yeah, man. I don't blame you, Chris, because I just saw the nature. The odds are good because such a small percent of people have played, and the nature of the selection policy is like it's an embarrassment in terms of how them do it.
Destroy talent.
Yeah, man. Destroy talent and demotivate people to say, come on, because it happens. So much of it. Cracking go through it. P. Brown tell me same go through it. All of the people, and some of them, all of them will come on and tell them story. I say call them out, because it's a disgrace. It is a disgrace because they make real talent just not come out.
One school. Can't have 7 players from one school invited to try. And we played against them in States, for example. We saw that they're ordinary players for the most part.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Man for man, Chris, them never much better than we at all. All them was intimidated people with them name. That's all them used to do, and we did lick that out. We did take that forever from them.
Granted, the standard would have perhaps been higher than those that they played against. Must have been one or two from other schools that could have been invited to the trials. They're trying to honor talent, and different players mature at different rates and different, different levels. Spread the talents. Expose more people.
Them know that.
You go to trials, they're giving you the scoreboard.
See, about Grace in Glen. And the man, and his name, J.K. will give me the right name there.
Scorebook.
Yes. And you're a little boy, you can't say nothing. You see me, I said to you, in a sense, you're kind of glad to get a call. And they never realize that this man about this year score. I said, that's a man, man.
Or you're not selected because you don't want your pace to expose certain batsmen who they want.
Exactly, Chris, exactly.
Right? Not in the country's interest to operate like that, You hear all kind of stories,
But, Let me ask you something though, Chris. Because after this, we can move off of the cricket because I think we exhaust all of the cricketing unless you have something you want to bring up. But I want to ask you something about the cricket.
Well, I'm fine.
At what point, when did you decide, say, the first schoolboy wear a helmet in a schoolboy cricket? That's what I remember. Is that true?
As an opening batsman, well, that's what I'm told. I don't, of course, anyone.
No. Cracky, remember anybody else have helmet?
He's the only one I've ever seen at the schoolboy level.
At the time, when they left him word.
Yeah.
We are the first man come with the helmet, Chris. So, what made Daddy decide, or you asked the helmet?
I asked for the helmet.
Okay.
What happened is that opening the batting, you had coming across bowlers who were nifty. And I'm opening the batting. So I have to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just asked for it, and I got it. He had a friend in England who he wrote him and bought it for me.
I sent it down, okay.
Sent it down. First match I wore, I got it on the visor right under my right eye.
Oh, really? So it protected you then?
Protected me then. And it was a practice match against Clarendon College.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Dennis bowled the ball to me on a wet wicket. So here, I remember testing the pitch and 3 knuckle digits and his index finger went down.
And it's a good batting wicket.
Perfect batting wicket.
Remember that match, Chris? Yeah.
So the ball was a pitched up delivery and I went forward and
fly off.
The ball stopped, hit a dry patch and it hit me on the visor. And I never worked in all the matches after that, except playing spin bowlers. So I have no regrets.
So you felt comfortable in it after a while,
right? Very comfortable.
Yeah, you get used to it.
And in fact, it increased the confidence. Albeit I didn't play the hook shot,
Yeah,
so, but
that wasn't part of your repertoire. Now, why I never played? Because I never played that either, Chris. That shot me ever play at all. Cracking know that, but just never go play that. So why I never played, Chris?
Well, I didn't have a lot of it in the short pitch ball from it. A lot of them didn't come to me in training. So I didn't have a lot of practice. And certainly you didn't want to go into a match to play a stroke that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah.
And a lot of the balls were from, as a left-hander, from leg stump going to off.
It's hard to play.
Right. So the square cut to me was on the cover drive of the front foot.
Yeah, the square cut me that play, Chris. Once the ball in front of me, I gotta look after it. But if that come off my throat.
Right, and off the front foot, I use more wrist.
Yeah.
And then foot and wrist. So the hook shot wasn't something that I particularly liked. I like to watch it, but and the real pace. You have to really be really sharp so I wasn't worried, because Father said Everton needs to play the hook shot, and he was his favorite of the 3 Dublins.
And the hook shot, when we used to bat, that's what I remember say. I think I dread with a Beckford say you can't get out licking the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
That's my mindset. I say most of the ball for us to go back on the ground and we run some more past England. Yeah. That was the mindset to it. So yeah. So we never played hook shot at all. I'm not afraid of the ball too for lick me. Because the thing was, I go hook and then I go miss and in my face. But just
do you remember any schoolboy playing a hook shot against Glenn?
Well, no, I don't think so. I must be mad. Cracking, anybody ever test you?
I don't remember. I know I've gotten square cuts, but not a hook shot.
Not a hook shot, man. Right, the square, because the ball in front of you cracking. The square cut, you can't test it. You have to lick it hard, it's like a fly over the slips or something. But the hook shot now is a dangerous thing that if the ball come after your face, man. I heard, yeah.
You have to see the ball early and get into position.
Yeah, exactly. It's a special technique too.
Yeah.
But Kraken used to play it often. So Kraken love play it. So, and
I
Doug used
wasn't
to love
going to
play it too.
Greenwich.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to Greenwich or Alvin Connector when it came, or Roy Fredericks when it came to the hook shot.
Yeah.
Those guys were
Yeah, Roy
exceptional.
Frederick was the cream of the crop when it come to that, man.
I wasn't part of my repertoire.
No,
Hit the ball.
neither mine, Chris, neither mine at all. So yeah. So all right, we come move on. I can't believe it or not, you know. Even though they are like we just attack a 2 hour attack already, you know. Believe it or not, to react it. So
Develop stamina in the old age.
all right, Chris, let me ask you this question. So which teacher or schoolmate inspire you when you go to Meadowbrook?
All teachers had an impact on me. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, if you look at, for example, Rory McGregor, the ability to connect with the students was exceptional. And it was exceptional.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I interact with people, I try to find ways to connect with them. And I always think of Rory.
Yeah.
Just to hear preparation.
Yeah.
Just preparing. Anything you have to do, you look at all aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you try and prepare 100%. Put the piece together. I think that's what one of the aspects of his program, preparation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, developing the winning mentality. You know, that I got from him. This is Laidlaw, Beckford.
Mm-hmm.
Was calm.
Yeah.
Under pressure. Mrs. Nelson had presence.
Mm-hmm.
She had a sense of timing.
Mm-hmm.
That if she had to reprimand you, you couldn't respond. You just left you in no man's land.
As I said, she bore you, Chris. You don't have nothing to say at that.
Right. Not disrespectful or seek to embarrass in front of your peers, but she just had a way.
You know, you just don't have to just quiet. Yeah, that she come on
right.
that presence, Chris. You're right. You're right. Without
I don't remember her shout.
I never about to embarrass you at all. I make you feel that way. But yeah. It's almost like she'll lift you up a certain way. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Gordon, woodwork in second and third form.
Yeah.
One of the very best teachers I ever had.
Yeah.
One of the very best. He just had an ability. He never reprimanded a student. And he just got the best out of us.
Mm-hmm.
Just calm and he understood boys.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Laidlaw and Mr. Beckford understood boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you learn how to deal. You learn that from them. You learn how to work with and through people.
Yeah.
You know, patience.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So which any of the fellow students inspire you? Yeah. You learn a whole heap from them people. Yeah.
Student.
Yeah. Your classmate that come up or anybody in the school. We're gone again. Chris? Oh, you're there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. That's an interesting question. An interesting question, Jelly. The call just came in. It was just coming in.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, you got a call. Yeah. If you don't want to answer it, Chris, if you want to come back to it, you can come back to it. Put it on pause. Leave it alone little, and then if you think about it when you come back, you can come back to it. You see what I say? You there? I'm thinking I'll take a call or something. I let him say, Glenn.
He said a call was coming in, but I don't know if he was taking it.
Yeah.
I'm hearing
you.
Yeah. I would say Dougie, in terms of the cricket, Dougie Crooks.
Yeah.
Try to emulate. Goosey.
Mm.
You know, learning things from basics and
in competitive nature. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You there? Like a caller come in, and might interrupt the phone. Maybe that's why. Yeah, cracking, you there? Yeah, it look like Chris. I call him, I get a call or something. I'm not see him. I hope him get drop off.
It probably disconnect him.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, man, I hear you know. You get a call, Chris.
Yeah, I dealt with it. So
Okay,
I'd
all right,
say
cool. Yeah.
Timon War
Yeah.
for his modesty and accomplishment as a general, one of the best all-round students from Meadowbrook.
Yeah, man. Brilliant. I never noticed him man so brilliant in the classroom until I talked to him about 2 weeks ago. I did not know. Yeah.
Michael Roden, Rocky became head boy.
Yeah.
Just easygoing and just able to.
Yeah, Rocky were in the same year?
Yeah. Rocky was a year ahead of me.
Year ahead, okay. Now Curtis year, okay, yeah.
Right. Just able to connect with students, unassuming, about him.
Rocky was like
right.
Yeah.
And our good friend Robert Dewitt, late Robert Dewitt.
Oh, yeah, man, we can't forget him. The great. Yeah. His
contribution.
Yeah.
Contribution to the school.
Yeah, man. From beyond the boundary, as I say. It's like it was immense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And my classmate, Dawn Curry. Dawn works, I think, in the international organization in Brussels.
No.
Yeah. Dawn, very bright. You know, Dawn went on to do her doctorate at UA.
Yeah.
Very bright, you know. And I'm really proud of her. We communicate from time to time.
Yeah.
So those students, Goosey.
Yeah, you call him.
You know,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's about it.
All right, no problem. Let me ask you another question. Hold on, kind of distracted a bit. Yeah, all right. Any fun memories you have in the training ground, classroom, or on a field trip?
So, second form.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for the arrival of Mrs. Nelson. One of my friends got into a fight over a young lady.
Yeah.
And the young lady just went and sat at her seat, took out the science book, and started to read for the class.
Started to what?
To read her book, prepare for the class.
While the two men in a fight?
Yeah. One came second and one came first.
Yeah.
Right? And, I said to myself, boy, if you're going to fight for a cause, make sure you're in a position to win, right?
Yeah.
Because if you come second or you don't place, boy, winning those circumstances, all that matters, So that was humorous.
So any fun memories from the cricket pitch where you remember like in a training where you remember a particular incident where you can never forget?
Not really,
Okay, I get you.
I always took for example, in the 84 team photo at Sabina, I was not in it. I was probably speaking with Mr. Here about what was expected of me in the match.
Okay.
So something when it came to matches or the last 3 or 4 matches, I was just totally focused. There were some things I wanted to work on. So I might seem self-centered, but I just hated failing. I hated losing. I just didn't want to fail. So I was just focused.
That's why I get in some last-minute instructions from the dread or Becky.
I was just focused. So things may have happened, but those that I remember, the bus traveling from St. Elizabeth.
Yeah, man, that's not practice. You talked about that already.
Yeah.
Devon and Dirk, remember that match I go to, man. Everybody remember.
Right, the match at St. Jago in the Cane Peace
match, yeah.
Right. The training session the Monday after training when, we ran till, running was out of style, those things come to mind. There may have been other incidents where that slipped my memory, but
let me ask you this, if you remember this, and Cracky, I don't know if you were, you did have a JC match. The first 82, the first match I played against JC, and when a JC man I back up too far, I'm spotting him.
Oh, yes.
Or somebody come tell me.
I spotted him and told you.
You spotted him and come tell me. I'm going to tell Goosey, I call Goosey and I go to ask Goosey, boy, I back up too far, Instead of Goosey run over, Goosey throw the ball and ask me something not cracking.
Goosey, I was at short mid-on. You were at short extra cover, and Goosey ran up, and in the delivery stride, he pivoted in mid-air.
Yeah, man, yes.
And spun and threw the ball.
Almost miss, Chris. Him almost miss. Him run out the mountain and him complain. And the dreader said, no, man, the man not batting the spirit of the game. He back up.
Part of the rules.
Yes,
it's part
exactly.
of the rules. Play within the rules. You know, we knew a lot of the rules, which a lot of opposing players didn't know.
Exactly.
You know, I think there was a match when someone blocked. I think it was Marston in a tapping cup match.
Tim man talk about that. The man them block like when them cars in a basketball, them screen him.
Yeah.
Block cracking. You probably never did a match. Semi-final against Calabar. The man them block.
Oh
Marston.
no, I wasn't there.
And we uproar the referee overturn the decision, man. Them time when them call it. Second umpire, third umpire for overrule the thing. Yeah. Them call it VAR in a football. Them never, but we make such an uproar, man. Them never reverse the decision. Because the umpire give Marston out first, initially cracking, and then we'll have to change. We'll have to turn
the union got involved.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Can't forget about the union, Chris. You're right. Led by your father and everybody else, and of course, and I said, no, you can't do that. Exactly.
One Jago.
I want Leonard Johnson. Yes. Can't forget the Monday at all. Exactly. So, Chris, let me ask you a question now. What the most embarrassing moment you can remember about Meadowbrook? You look back on with a smile.
I never had an embarrassing moment, you know.
Yeah.
No, I kept a low profile.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you wouldn't even argue. So even 2 hours them out yet, you don't follow them up at all.
No, I took it in good stride. I never got into a fight. Never got into a near fight.
Yeah.
Maybe that incident with my 2 friends fight, you know, the classmate may have been embarrassing for me looking on.
For what them? Yeah.
I just, you know, just amazing. You know? Out of nowhere, they just started to roll. You know?
Yeah.
Right? And when Mrs. Nelson came, as if nothing happened, you know.
Yeah, Chris, I put that up for laugh, right? I cannot not.
Well, I guess, you know, it was a phase.
Yeah.
I remember there was another classmate who used to behave like he was the self-appointed don of the class.
Yeah.
And I think, we won't call his name, but I think Hazel had an issue with him.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You talk about that, yeah.
In third form, he took on Howard Jarrett.
The CMU there?
Yeah, Howard Jarrett. And Howard really had to, he settled him.
What settled the score with him?
No. Yeah, he settled him and he just lost his stripes.
Yeah.
He just became inconsequential for the rest of his term at Meadowbrook.
Yeah, because when you exalt of yourself unnecessarily, and a man just say, the word get round now, say, big man, you need to follow up that at all and more, yeah.
Now, Howard was a strong fellow.
Yeah.
Really, just dealt with him.
I probably lived with some long time and all, yeah.
Yeah, you know, 3 years of it was just enough, you know. Just dealt with him, you know.
That dealt with it to the world class, Chris, because sometimes that you want just one person just deal with the one man, because I'm going to think them can bully everybody or take that. That's the beauty.
I dealt with him. That was fun, you know.
That was a beauty.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
All right.
Well, apart from that, you know, we all got on well.
Yeah.
You know, the thing with back to the cricket, for example. You know, the friendships have all lasted through the decades. Think about it, Jerry. You're playing cricket from 7 when you went to coach finals. I started in 80. The friendship have remained up. So many have migrated. Some have moved to different parts of the country, but connect.
No,
you know,
that connection.
Bit of sadness, you know, loss of several classmates.
Yeah.
You know, 3 close friends, 2 Howards and Douglas Johnston. Yeah. You know, I wish they were here. Have reached, you know, where, you know, at our age, you know, but you know, memories and sad times and traumatic times and good times, you know, it's just life.
Yeah, man. No, with that cricket era that built for all our Chris.
Yeah.
All 3 teams and all that team, man. To a lesser extent, the football team, because enough of the man play both sports.
Yeah, you
can't,
guys...
believe you can't duplicate that at all, Chris. Yeah. The connection we still have after all these years is amazing, Chris. Yeah. I'm not surprised either, not surprised, because it was like back then, you know.
The commitment the sacrifice, the commitment,
Yeah, man.
dedication,
Yeah,
whatever
man. It was a team thing. Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
Mr. Here, Mr. Beckford,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Mr. McGregor. So imagine, we were sitting at that table with Duet, having to watch every ball.
Yeah, score. Yeah.
For hours upon hours.
Yeah.
Gerald Ben Nevis and Miss Barber,
Yeah.
Mrs. Russell.
I support.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think overtime was paid.
No. But it's at the time, what was the love, the love for the team.
The
Not even for the game, that's the love for the
right.
team and the vibe that developed throughout the team.
Right, it was really a real partnership, and I have to be thankful to them, for the memories, and it's a journey, that unless you attended Meadowbrook, you would never understand.
Say a girl come on, and she'd come on and in our podcast, Margaret Livermore. I don't know if you know her, Chris, or Cracking. And she said,
I know she, yeah.
And she said, Glenn, in the beginning, she said, our sister can't understand where we have a Meadowbrook.
I remember when she said that.
Yeah, I said, but let me get sister hear them podcast, she will know what we're talking about. She said, our sister go to some other school, I don't need to call them names. But it's like me, I say, them can't understand why we have a Meadowbrook, or we talk about Meadowbrook so much, I feel the way about Meadowbrook and have a connection. So, I know what you're talking about, Chris. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Within the first week, I saw you and in my first week at school, I saw you and a couple of guys close to the concrete pitch.
Yeah.
Teasing someone, and I said, boy, you guys are rough. The next day, you're eating lunch and, nothing happened. Yeah. You saw the different personalities.
Yeah, man, that was the strength. What you mentioned that's right now, Chris, and that was the strength of the whole environment, man. We were so hard for one another.
Yeah.
Half the field, Cracking. You know that too, half the field. So when I play, no man can't come disorient you upon the field, man, because we're so hard for one another before the game, during the school. But we're friends here, we never stop being friends.
Yeah, I don't know if any of our teammates get into a fight.
No matter the amount of man I take him on, Chris, and I call it bully these days. We never see it that way. It was the part and the learning experience.
Yeah, it was fun,
Yeah.
You hear different incidents that you're not present at, so I can't speak to them, but it was fun, it was like a family.
Yeah.
And a couple of accommodating teachers,
That's a key part of the teacher. Them allow for flex, them allow for
staff,
for grow,
Staff played against Sunlight Cup. Teams, it was just unique.
Yeah, man.
It's a unique journey. Entering high school about 5'2".
Yeah. Well, when you grow, that's the next question. When you spurt up, over 6 foot. When did that happen? What year?
I think I grew a little after I left school.
Oh, you got more taller since you left school? Okay.
Put on about probably an inch and a half.
But you were up to 6 foot by the time you played those with farm?
No.
Oh, really?
No, I wasn't up to 6 feet. I was below 6 feet.
Oh, but you're tall enough, though. You're taller than me at school. I mean, I'm 5'10". Yeah.
I was about 5'11".
Yeah, that means I said, what year your height changed at school? What between which farm and which farm?
I'd say coming into fifth form and sixth form.
Okay, I got you.
Right. But the strength was marginal.
Yeah.
And so was the speed,
The height, that's the height you get, Chris.
Yeah. That's the height.
All right, let me ask you this. What the best learning experience you get from Meadowbrook?
Never give up.
Yeah,
never give up. Just persevere. The losses in the matches, picking up the pieces again and starting over and coming back and winning.
Yeah.
In life, we learn to overcome challenges.
Yeah. That
preparation is the aspect of the activity. You have to prepare.
Yeah.
You put the piece together, you succeed. And granted, success is not guaranteed, but stand a better chance.
Yeah, you can't guarantee the effort, Chris, but you have the right attitude. That you can't just guarantee. You're not guaranteed the success, but if you come with the right attitude and have fun with it, like what we did, it's like you say, you realize, and the winning did play a part in terms of keep, but we had so much fun, that you remember, all the part of members there, somebody and every game we win, Chris.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I go match, I come from match. I just say, in that training ground, it's a different experience, Chris. I know what I mean.
Yeah.
I know what I mean. So, What life lesson you learn in Meadowbrook you pass on to your friends and family?
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, man, the life lesson you learn. Question me ask you now, sorry, you never realize that question. What life lesson you learn that you pass on to your friends and your family from Meadowbrook?
Well, I put it this way: if I had to speak to first formers now, I would bits of advice I'd give them. I would tell them protect your reputation at all times. So learn to say no early against improper requests. Exercise self-discipline.
Yeah.
Try to keep you out of trouble, especially during difficult times.
Yeah.
And if you travel along the wrong path, change course. Never too late. From my father, I learned this. Learn to read people that you have to interact with. Whether it's work, business, family, etc. Later in life, I got to interpret this as meaning if you're able to read people, you'll be able to accurately predict what they will do.
So any tip when tell you how to read people, because that's something that's a very interesting way to put it. Any tips?
Observation.
To observe them.
Right. Sizing people, you're basically sizing people up and enable you to measure their trustworthiness. Trust is important. Sometimes you get blindsided by people because you didn't read them, their intentions, what are their motives.
Yeah.
Basically, it's almost certain that people will act in their best interest. So you have to determine what is their self-interest. What interests are they seeking to satisfy when they interact with you?
Yeah.
Right? Is it that they want to pull the rug from under their feet? Is it that they want to be partnering? You know, the trust is predictability.
Yeah.
People usually try to get what they want, and therefore you have to be able to predict how they will act.
Yeah.
But that is one of the important lessons he taught me. You know, work hard at whatever I do.
Yeah.
Right. So always observe. Irrespective of who we are interacting with.
Pay attention to
you get blindsided, and that can destroy relationships, or people can hurt you without even being aware.
That's a good lesson. Yeah, you want to pass on to people because your old man teaches something smart. That's a guy. You get burned when you not pay attention and learn how to read people to that. You get burned. That's the most wicked way. Yeah. So that's a good message. So anyway, second to last question. Well, not even a question before we come up to the last question, Chris. And cracking, this is for you first. Not even a question, but any topic or question you don't like ask Chris or comment on with anything where you think we could ask Chris or we never ask him.
I think we pretty much touched on it, but I know he said he was very low key, so I don't know if this would apply. But were there any failures that you had at Meadowbrook, and if so, what lessons did you learn from them?
I think if I had to do them again, I would opt for different courses going to fourth and fifth form. I would perhaps opt for more arts and business than the sciences. That's my strength. So in a sense, I focus. I learn about myself, what my strengths are, and play to them.
Yeah. So you had the science and then really strength.
No, I did history, chemistry, and bio. I got through them, but it was harder to pass those courses and say history. And
man, check a whole more out there, man. If you don't like it, I have an affinity for it, Chris. It's not say you can't do it. I know exactly what I mean.
So I really blossomed intellectually, academically at university.
Yeah.
Why? I was able to choose the courses that I liked.
Yeah.
And I excelled at them.
Yeah, which are the history course and the social.
Yes. Well, I put it this way: the composition courses.
Yeah, the one that think, the one that
right.
Yeah, it's
and
not
you can
like,
write, and you can write.
It's not a right or wrong answer. Like you challenge yourself and all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mathematics to me remains a mystery.
It's a right. It's like a one or right or wrong or right answer for true. Yeah.
Vectors and I was amazed that. Dave Fearman and McGregor and Norman. Those guys were just good at maths, further maths, and it was crazy.
Yeah. Add maths and all the thing that Chris is like, we lose it after mathematics. We know a little bit, but when pass, there are bigger maths. And I just say, man, the same skill set like you, Chris. Give me something to read and talk about. And I give
It's a struggle, man. Struggle.
Man, it takes so much intellectual brain power. I just, it's like, it's draining, Chris. It's draining.
Man.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You know, I remember now, man, in law school doing the accounts course, man, and one of the questions, one entire sheet with numbers. Almost like a jigsaw puzzle.
yeah.
I just got the reading pen and just draw a line through it and attempt to do it. No, you know, it's a struggle, right? So you know, I wouldn't want to go back and struggle like that in high school.
Yeah. It's
And focus on my strength, you know. But I guess it was the options that were available at the time, you know. So
and that's a good question you're asking again, because a lot of people do that. In it. Like I think you're right, Chris. You have to play to your strength, man. People that say if you learn or focus on your weakness, me just think it better you focus on your strength, and your weakness if you work on, but if you just always lead with your strength, man. That's what I say that. Lead it where you know you love and like, yeah.
I could never be a pace bowler, so
Exactly. So the same question to you, Chris. Is there any question or topic where you think we could have comment on? Because what happened on this podcast, a lot of man come on, and woman, and it's like the next day, they would have come and say, boy, Jerry knows me have a question, me forget to ask or a comment on. So I always like leave it to somebody and ask them, and I say, is there anything where you want to comment on, Chris?
No, I don't think so. Some of the topics, you know, discussed, I raised them. So in a sense, you know, everything has been covered. You know, just Just it has been great catching up with you two super seniors.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because it wasn't even. It's not, as I said, people. It's not even a podcast. It's just a conversation, man. Like you, and you're free for talk or anything where you want to talk about. And I'm glad you mentioned the youth up front. Mention him name again, Chris. Mention him.
Douglas Johnson.
Douglas Johnson. May his soul. Wherever I'm there now, him died.
Rest in peace, man. Yeah,
man, left Meadowbrook too soon as a youngster after 8 weeks, less than 2 months. And it's like, it's a sad story, Chris. And the fact that you know him, and it affect you until you're 30 or 30. It affect you up to now. You talk about it. I was shocked.
Yeah.
They tell me about it because I never know. You know, so I'm glad you come and talk about it, Chris. I tell you, just with that story alone, I'm glad you come and tell the story, Chris. I mean, only for cricket, I know say from me and you come on and cracking come on. I know cricket to have to talk about because that we love.
Derek was close to Douglas as well, so I'm certain.
Yeah, we asked him about it. I asked him if I'm comfortable to talk about it before. If I'm not, I'm not going to bring it up. You see me, I said to him, I asked him before, and we got chit chat before. I will ask him about it. I come up, man, Devon McDonald come up.
That should be fun.
Yeah, man. That, well, I call him Meadowbrook Spin Twin, so that's Western is the spin twin in the 50s, so Meadowbrook in the 50s, so Meadowbrook spin twin was Dirk Noah.
And you mentioned Devon, the best bowling performance I saw was Devon McDonald against KC, semi-finals, 84.
Oh, really? How much did it take?
He took 7 for 18 against KC. You know, that was an interesting match. So we arrived at the ground first, inspected the pitch and saw it was flaky and knew it would take spin. KC arrived. All the boys, surrounded the pitch in their blazer, purple.
I try to intimidate you as usual.
Yeah, and walking back to the changing room, the groundsman shouted to the skip there on Dixon, advised him to bat first at should he win the toss. And he won the toss and sent us into bat.
Yeah.
We scored over 100 runs and we bowled him out. Devon, never forget, feeling that slip and under the bat. When that ball was in the air, you could hear the buzz. And the spin.
Yeah, man,
when he hit that pitch. 90-degree turn.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I remember him bowling late in the bell, left the ball alone, and the ball pitched about 2 feet outside the house. And turned back and hit his leg stump.
And him leave alone.
Yeah, hit his leg stump, and he shouted, called out the Lord's name in vain.
To the batsman.
Yeah, remained motion for about 15 seconds. He couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
7 for 18, So that was a real memorable occasion.
Yeah, when him come on, him definitely bring up that. He must remember that was still low, Chris. But yeah.
Yep.
But him and Dirk, it should be a fun one for the two of them come on, man. Yeah, that going to be fun too, yeah.
Nico almost cut his throat in one delivery.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, Chris, the last question I ask everybody will come on upon this. What made Meadowbrook magical?
Students. A group of students of the era that performed academically and athletically. Put the school on the map. Hungry for success. supported by a group of dedicated teachers. And a sort of a culture that just permeated the school at the time. Bedford spoke to it, and we saw it in the cricket. It just happened. Hoping it will be repeated and maintained for a longer period of time. It's about time. 2 Rhodes Scholars, 3 champions, 3 Sunday Cup victories, 2 Topping Cup victories, the Walker Cup Championship.
Newton Shield, yeah.
Where teams went to semi-finals in Colts football and Sunlight Cup. We had gold medalists at boys champs, silver medalists, character. Just an era. While some transformational leaders there, Mr. Hero was a transformational leader. Certainly cricket from a school that entered Sunlight Cup, the boys should have played the game to one who became winners and feared cricketers.
Yeah.
You could see.
Yeah, it was a magical era, Chris. It was a golden era. Put that way, it was.
And the personalities.
Yeah. And anybody who lived through that or was at school at the time, whether them people on the team or not, remember it was a different. You feel it in the school, You felt it. After a while, you begin to feel it, and. The youth them come after me personally, because I did leave after 82 and you were part of the 84 team and 85. The vibe changed so much in the school, Chris. It's like under the fields are invincible. In a sense. You feel like say on the start feel like big school. And we did become a big school, a big brand name school and say.
Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Records are there, Jelly, and no matter how they try, you'll never be able to remove those records.
Would that repeat that, Chris?
The records are there to speak.
No, them can't take that, Chris, exactly. When I'm cracking, so are you sending to me, Chris, when somebody sending a show, say, that team them win Sunlight Cup from 1911, I'm Mr. Beckford mentioned to me like a less than 10 team or a less than 12 team. All that traditional school, and Calabar by the opponent one time, Glenn, and share the cup in the 1940s. So winning is not an easy thing, man.
It's not easy.
It's not
and to repeat.
Yeah, 3 times exactly, Chris. It was a flash in the pan. It was a dynasty in a sense we do. And we look at when Chris sent me the thing, I'm saying to Becky, I see him the Becky come down, I said, look on that now. We were responsible for that era where Meadowbrook compete against all of the elite school in a sense.
Yep.
And at the time when West Indies cricket was at the most, I can't stop saying that because that's significant.
Yeah,
that is significant.
Really special.
Yeah, man.
The other of us who were there, we accomplished.
Yeah, man. That's why. Yes, I do them. Everybody, when I say youth, call away a big man, all of we were part of it. Even cracking, who never played on the team. I feel him think too. As we said at the beginning, Chris, Meadowbrook is like Hotel California, man. You can check out anytime, but you never really leave it, man. Never. Yeah. You never really leave it, Glenn. You just feel it in your bones all the while. Like here we go, that come first out there. You see a Meadowbrook, man, you feel it and say, yeah, what music of Meadowbrook. You see what I said to you? So, yeah. Yeah, man. It's a special time for me, man. It was
even though we beat Calabar twice, we have to pay respects to them, and it's the right.
Oh yeah, man, definitely.
For producing guys that
although they
reach far. Yeah,
them never give you the trophy. Them never give you the trophy at all, and to take it Meadowbrook. They wanted to do it.
But for them, we would not have had some of those experiences.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, gentlemen, you know what? Well, but we wrap it up. Any last word from you, Glenn, or you, Glenn? Any last word?
Yeah, it was just great catching up with Chris. Went to the same school, played for the same club. Always someone that I respected. So it was great catching up, man.
Same here, Glenn. People who can't face each other now. I think I'll be able to get on top of you.
Keep going, dog, crack him. Come stay there. From a shot run up, him can't stay there.
Just that one delivery, Jelly. That's okay. Andy Roberts delivery.
Yes. Yeah, Andy that day. Yeah, because Andy looked deceptive like him. A shot run up and it's like him a cut your throat. A cracking that man. Yes. Yeah. Are you, Chris? Is there any closing remarks?
Yes, quite a few. So Miss Beverly Brown, later Mrs. Beverly Drummond, and Mrs. Blossom Laidlaw taught me English literature.
Mm-hmm.
They had an innate ability to teach this subject and brought life to every book that they taught from. Remarkable. The late Mr. Lloyd Nairn and the late Mrs.
Mr. Who that, Chris?
Lloyd Nairn.
Oh, right.
Mr.
Yes.
Nairn.
When the teacher?
Right. And Mrs. Melody Russell. Both taught me history in second and third form, respectively.
Not only Mr. Nairn and Miss Russell.
Right. And they reinforced my love for this subject. You know, I actually went on to pursue a first degree in history at UWI.
Okay. And the two of them not here with us anymore, so I have a few
Right.
Mr. Lloyd Nairn and Mrs. Melody Russell. And she was an active part of the cricket team and helped cook food and all. Yes, we can't forget her at that. Right. I'm glad you bring it up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel Banks, in fact, taught me history in first form, not Spanish. And Mrs. Jennifer Williams, in fact, taught me Spanish.
Yeah. You know, Miss Banks is a past student, though.
Yes.
And she had a twin sister. I don't know if her twin sister is a teacher. Twin sister, when I got Meadowbrook, she had a twin sister. Two of them were at school together. Right.
And a younger sister named Hermine, who I'm in touch with quite regularly.
Yeah.
A bit of a correction. I'd said earlier that Richard Dyer, who also attended Williamsburg with me, that he entered Meadowbrook in 1974. He, in fact, entered the school in 1975. And Richard Cardozo, another Williamsburg alumna, in fact, entered in 1974 with you.
Oh, Richard Cardozo went to Williamsburg. So you knew him from that school?
Yes, he was a couple of years ahead of me.
Okay, yeah.
As well, yeah. A bit of humor, and I'm sure you remember both incidents, or at least one. So you recall that during those days, we had staff versus Sunlight Cup team, you know, the practice matches.
Yeah.
And in one match, a certain teacher came to the wicket to bat. And after he took his guard, he knelt down to remove some debris off the pitch.
Yeah.
I recall seeing his box roll out of his batting pad onto the pitch. And he was...
What time I would have half the years?
He was about to face Ferdinand Bennett. And I said, boy, he's truly a brave and lucky man.
Further quick, Further did quick.
Really quick.
Yeah, man,
and the other one now, the other incident, Christopher Nunes, while batting, was hitting the region of his zipper. We all heard the bang after the ball.
I batted me a bat. Yes, Chris. Remember my nickname get up there, Chris?
Yes, you all remember the
Steelwood. We used to call him Steelwood. Steelwood after that.
Yeah. We all heard the ball after the bang after the ball. Delivered by a pace bowler made contact. And Chris simply just brushed off.
Brushed off, Chris. I never have on a box. I never have on no box, Chris.
Chris to me is the strongest and toughest cricketer that represented Meadowbrook High School.
Yeah, man,
I never forget
Chris that. Make out a steel, that Chris. That must have building black. When father used to make out that right.
Yeah, he's tough and strong, man. He's such a modest guy, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's easy and laid back, man. You don't underestimate him, but yeah.
I have to pay special tribute to a couple of persons. First, to Donald Stalimir for his contribution to Meadowbrook, which saw him achieve success at Boys Champs and the Character Games in 1979 by winning gold medals in the Boys
in Bahamas. Yes, I remember that. Yeah,
right, 800-meter events at both events. The late Howard Thomas, my classmate, for his success at the 1979 Boys Championship.
Yeah,
in winning gold medal in the Boys Class 100 meters.
Yeah,
my classmate John Mayer, for being the first Meadowbrook High School past student to represent Jamaica at the Olympics. I believe it was the 1988 Seoul Olympics. You know, it's remarkable. I remember when John, the first day we met John, he came to our class, September 1978. John was such a shy, reserved young man. But fortunate for him.
I thought John Mayer.
John, yes.
Yeah.
Ended up sitting in the back right-hand corner of the class where myself, Howard Thomas, and Howard Jarrett were sitting. And we took him under our wings and nurtured him. And he really, you can't really judge a book by its cover. And John came into his own on that day down at bottom field for PE when he raced against Howard Thomas. And, we saw John just explode from the start. The acceleration, the mechanics, everything. And we know John was special.
Yeah, man.
But unfortunately, Meadowbrook didn't have an equivalent of Mr. here in the athletics department. And, the students who train basically around their own for the most part.
Yeah, man. John to me is a lonely journey, man. And the resilience him to reach the highest level. I tell you, Chris, I have a whole heap of respect for John, man. When him come on, him come on early and give him so, I have a whole heap of respect for John, man.
Yeah,
Tremendous
very,
amount of
very, very
respect, man.
good.
Easy and laid back.
Yeah,
Man, I tell you, yeah.
yeah, very.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
So you and John was in the same class?
yes, for 2 years, second
Okay,
and third
cool.
form.
Yeah.
Right, and he's a join us in third form.
He's a wild man, yes.
Yeah, join us in third form.
Yeah.
I'm not certain if I mentioned earlier in the interview, but I have to remember pay tribute to several of my classmates that I lost along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Douglas Johnston, Howard Thomas, Howard Jarrett, Raymond Bonita, Mark Edwinton, Jacqueline Jarrett, and friends from other forms who entered high school with us in 1977, Vincent Smith from Form 1C and Harry Fox from Form 1A.
Mm-hmm.
And as an aside,
Yeah.
and to my teammates, few of my teammates who made a special impact on me. First, to Glaister Prince for his exceptional leadership, tactical and bilingual skills.
I like that. I will again now. Yeah, go on.
The late Lloyd Piggy Williams for his fighting spirit.
Yeah, man. We can't forget him at all. Can't forget
Great
him.
all-round athlete.
Fighting spirit, that Chris. And bring a certain sense of fighting spirit to the team. It's like, you can't anything about that, Chris. No.
Yeah. Clive Edwards.
Eddie Pyle.
Ultimate team player.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Garfield Marston for his leadership skill.
Yeah. This is a personally satisfying conversation for me because me look upon the two as Meadowbrook cricket's royalty in terms of both with bat and ball. You see, I said to you, and me admire you so much. I play with you, and I said, I said, the man make it look easy. It's when I peel, my entirely peel in the comparison, man. So I have the two on and I talk about it, so it's a pleasure for me, man. I'm enjoying the conversation, yeah. So
it's good. We should catch up with a group.
Yeah.
Group discussion, you know.
Yeah. So I'm glad you find the time for come do this. Chris, I'm glad you find the time for come to tell your story and
happy to.
Yeah, man, your story powerful in the beginning. I'm hear the story about your first your first term at Meadowbrook. This will be a powerful part of the story. I'm glad we say it early in the story. Man, I have to listen for and this really a conversation. Like, I got to touch a whole heap of people. That particular conversation. So, anyway, gentlemen,
yes,
this has been a pleasure. Glenn Atkins, Kratkins, the best fast bowler who never make West Indies team. Now I stop saying that Kraken with no apology. And Chris Cheddar, the best batsman ever come to Meadowbrook, the first one to make a century for Meadowbrook. Thank you, no. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. Yeah, man, cool. We talk. Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories. And remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook Memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince.